All right, we should be live. I do want to restart this song. Back here. And before we jump over, let me fix this really quick. I always forget to do this at first, but that's fine. There we go. Full screen that. How's everyone doing? Happy New Year, everyone. I do see Bob Sales was first. He was first this time next year. Almost next year, right? So I think this is an especially interesting time for Bob Sales' name is super relevant because it's this time next year, right? It's next year here soon. So let me close that. Last stream of 2023, maybe, you know, yeah, it's gonna be the last one. I'm not gonna stream again one more time between now and the end of the year. Pasternak got beat today. Curse you, Bob Sales, you beat me. It happens, you know. Was kind of at a random time, so try to give you guys a good like hour and a half heads up before I stream. Don't necessarily have like a schedule yet, but I'm working on having a schedule or how often I want to do it. I see you. Yeah, dude. Yeah, both of you guys are awesome. You guys are everywhere. Definitely supporting the community. I see you guys in all kinds of streams and stuff like that, so I definitely appreciate it. You're like me, watch everything? Yeah, pretty much. I'm the same. I try to. It's hard to keep up with so many content creators, right? Like my collectibles here. Happy New Year's. Had a great time in New York hanging out. Let's do it again. Cheers. Dude, I agree. New York was a lot of fun. Obviously, there was a lot of, you know, little issues with the convention itself, but I had a ton of fun hanging out with you. I don't know about New York again, right? Obviously, that was a pretty expensive trip and the convention, all that stuff, but it was still tons of fun. It was worth every US or Canadian dollar, however you want to see it. We'll see. Maybe if my collectibles, like my actual collectibles in my vault, go up in value a ton, I sell a few, like, yeah, maybe I'll go to New York again if there's some big announcements, but definitely more interested in DCon because that's going to be in Vegas, which is super close to me. Hopefully then and that's the other thing too, is like VeVe has their own booth so they can kind of present everything. I do like the Comic Cons, and that was actually my first Comic Con I ever been to, like an actual Comic Con. It was a ton of fun, but it definitely seemed like it was all about Marvel and stuff, right? So I kind of wish the VeVe team and just like the stuff that VeVe could kind of present and talk about was a bit more loose rather than it just being Marvel focused, but you know, it is what it is. It's fine. But it was still, yeah, it was a ton of fun. The food was good. I know you hung out there for a little bit longer after I left and did some sightseeing. So that was all in good fun. So I appreciate it. Yeah, it was definitely fun hanging out with you. Happy New Year all. Yep. Thanks, Bob Sales. Bondin. Happy New Year's, guys. I think I've seen you here before. I'm listening to the Eagles beat up on the Cards. Yeah, haven't been really following. What's the score now? I'm not in like fantasy league or anything like that, so I don't care too much. Yeah, 6-21, and it's halftime. So not like a huge Cardinals fan anyway. I mean, I'm from NorCal, so I've been on and off a Niners fan, but even then, I don't watch the games that closely, to be honest. Yeah, Tucson says it's the halftime show. Yeah. Happy New Year from the UK. Yeah, is it New Year's yet over there? Is it technically January 1st for you guys? Viva la Vivi. Yeah, what's up? I did stream a bit earlier today. I think the last couple days, one time I streamed at like 5 p.m. Pacific time, and then yesterday I think was at like, or the day before was at like 3 p.m. and then today I was like, oh, I'll do it like closer to noon, West Coast time in the US. So we have some people over the pond that can hang out and say hi, and I get to see a lot of new names. Yeah. Geoderox, thanks for this New Year's stream. Great work as well as always. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, especially this next year. Obviously, VeVe is changing, the community is changing, crypto's changing. A lot of stuff is going to be changing this time, you know, next year. right, in the first few months. So it's like just trying to figure out like what direction I should go with, what kind of content I want to make. Don't want to expand out a little bit from VV, not too far, but I listen to 1 game a week. It's about 1 more game a week than I listen to. I watch a couple games. Mostly it's my roommate. If my roommate has like, you know, if he's in a fantasy league or if there's a bunch of players that he needs to do well or poorly, he'll like watch a game and stuff like that. So soon. Yep. Slider, let's go. Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah. So hanging out, gonna look at the market, look at some announcements. I know VeVe made some announcements yesterday about like the comic and Maestro burn, right? I think it's finally about time that like Marvel / VeVe, whoever's in charge, right, figures out the burn, right? Because I think the last time we actually got a comic burn was in February, so you know, almost a year ago at this point, like 10 months ago. The first one happened in December 1st. That was the first one, and that's when they kind of finally told us like, hey, we're gonna start burning the remaining supply. So December 1st, like there was certain comics and collectibles that were burned, and then in February they announced the collectibles but not the comics, and I think the comics just got randomly burned and no one knew that was happening. And then since then there's been no comics burned. There's been a couple groups of collectibles, I think 2 more since then. But yeah, I mean the burn's gonna happen in less than 12 hours, so that's why I actually put out a tweet recently to VeVe asking for some clarification. And if you guys want clarification too, probably good to either like it or I might retweet it, because it was kind of more of a reply to VeVe. Let me see here. Let me find it, then I'll show it to you guys. Yeah, this is my response. I don't know if you guys remember this. Let's go. But I'm glad all you guys are here. Definitely fun to hang out. Talk about how 2023 went. Maybe we'll talk about how we want 2024 to go. I don't know if you guys can read that. I'll zoom in a bit more. But it says here, because if you guys didn't read the thing super closely, it says the remaining store supply of select digital comics and the Maestro digital collectible will be burned at whatever. So it says select. What does select mean? Obviously, it didn't say all comics in the store, right? It says remaining store supply of select digital comics. And so I asked, I mean, this was, I don't know, 3 hours ago or something like that. Any update on which select digital comics will be involved? We're less than 15 hours away from the burn, and we still don't know which comics. If I recall correctly, last time, last burn, only the older store comics were burned, but not the were burned. But it would be nice to know, because I believe last time when they did like the comic burn, only comics that were like older than 3 months or a couple months or something like that were actually burned. Like the really new comics, they didn't have enough time in the store to like really get bought out, or maybe there's a supply that people are gonna still buy. So they haven't really clarified yet, and that's why I also asked this too. Also, are we announcing comic burns going forward? Because this is a tweet they did last year saying, hey, like going forward, there's gonna be no more notice on comics, but then they just gave us a notice on comics. So it would just be nice to know kind of what VeVe's plans are going forward with these comic burns and what's involved and all that stuff. So yeah, not entirely certain. So Fantasy League is stupid. It's just something to kill time or kind of talk shit to your friends or something like that. I've never done a Fantasy League. I feel like it would just be like a part-time job. Football wouldn't be too bad, but I know baseball for sure is like a part-time job, and that's something I would never do. It's just baseball. I don't know enough about the sport. I don't care to watch it, let alone do Fantasy League for it. Football, I probably wouldn't mind, but I think it's more just Fantasy League alone. I think is definitely. I feel like it got super popular the last decade and a half or something like that. Maybe it's a bit older. Maybe I'm not old enough to remember if there was like fantasy leagues in like the early 2000s or late 90s, but I think like that alone has definitely boosted like viewership numbers and stuff a ton. Because I feel like most people would just kind of watch their team and maybe their rival and hope they lose, and that's kind of it. But now people are watching like all the games all the time, hoping their favorite team scores a bunch but still loses the game, and that their running back gets all the touchdowns but this receiver doesn't score, and like all this like weird stuff. So never really cared for fantasy. It just seems weird, but I definitely get the appeal of it. Happy New Year all. Thanks, Bob Sales. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a new year for some of you. Yeah, I agree. Just need to be more consistent with the burns on comics and timeframes. Yeah, I don't even know which comics are being burned. If I had to guess, what tweet did I put out earlier? It was yesterday. It was this one. Glad to see Marvel comic burns again, blah, blah. We don't know which comics yet, but I have a feeling the ones pre-October have a good chance of being burned. So the ones that happened in, September, they've been in the store for over 3 months, right? I think comics that have been in the store for less than 3 months, they might just leave them in there and just see if more people buy them, but it's super unlikely. I have a feeling that 98% of the comics get bought in the store the first 2 days they're released. And then after that, no one buys it unless there's some sort of announcement or someone's like, oh, by the way, this comic is X, Y, and Z, and no one realized it. And then people might go back and buy it. But other than that, I feel like usually the first 2 days, 98% of the comics that get bought, 98% of it is like the first 2 days. You have to remember that Yu has stated he wants stuff in the store. Yeah, I think so too. Which is why Marvel seems to be, adamant about burning supply, right? Especially the comics. But for collectibles, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not too sure off the top of my head. Baseball has actually gotten fun to watch again. They sped up the game a lot. Yeah, I heard they actually gave almost like a shot clock, but for pitchers. Like you have to throw a pitch within so many seconds. I don't know the exact time frame they have to throw it, but one of my buddies at my work used to be a minor league, like professional baseball player or whatever, and he played in the minor leagues, like one step below the major leagues, for quite a few years. And so me and him will talk a bit. He's kind of gotten me back into baseball, but not really. But he's told me about like the rule changes and stuff that's happened like since he played and all that. So the sport has definitely sped up a bit. What month do you think we'll have access to the VeVeVerse publicly? It really depends. I mean, the timelines are moving pretty slow, right? Like people were getting VeVeVerse beta access, like a handful of people, right? I'm talking like less than 100 people or something. This was in like July or something like that of this year, of 2023. And then since then, it's still the same people that have beta access. So I think there's going to be another wave of beta users mid-January, and then maybe one more wave of beta users in like March. I'd be kind of surprised if we get access to the VeVeVerse based on we're not getting a ton of info, the slow trickle of beta invites, that kind of stuff. Just my gut instinct is thinking like July, to be honest, like June, July, like I think middle of 2024 personally. But I have no idea. But kind of based on timelines that VeVe has done before, especially involving the VeVeVerse and stuff like that. Yeah, not too sure. And batters can't step out of the box anymore. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. I can't remember the last time I've actually watched a baseball game from beginning to end. Let alone on TV. If I'm there in person, obviously you'll watch it, but like sitting at home on the couch watching it on TV, no, not really. AAA, okay. They really started online in like 1999 or 2000. Yahoo Fantasy was one of the first. I did it in high school and college, only football. All the others took too much time, but football was fun. Yeah, I imagine like football, it's not that bad. There's only so many teams and you draft so many players and like you're done. But with baseball, there's so many games, and basketball too. Like I know there's way less players, right? But at the same time, there's just so many games that happen, and it's like you're updating your roster or doing whatever 3 or 4 times a week versus football, it's like once a week, right? At least if you can kind of get it all knocked out. Fantasy leagues, well, those were the days. I learned how to play poker on Yahoo. Chess too, yeah. I used to live in the Yahoo political chat rooms. Interesting. I'm sure there was a lot of intellectual conversations in there. I'm sure there were some people that knew what they were talking about, but any online forum, I guess it just depends. I've been watching baseball in 20 years until the past fall. It was cool. It was the shit for a while, yeah. But yeah, long story short, at least for the comic burns, it'd be nice to know what's actually getting burned. That's why kind of my speculation here is that let's look at the comics. So all these are bought up, right? I don't know if you guys can see this. All these comics have been bought up. So obviously the oldest unsold comic we have are some of these, like first appearance Star-Lord, first appearance Rocket Raccoon, some of these other ones as well. So it's like, I think there's like, if they're going to burn anything, there's like a 99% chance they're going to burn these guys, right? These are the oldest unsold comics. I think it's going to go all the way through, because Uncanny X-Men, when was this released? Does it give us a date on here? Interesting, it doesn't show you the release date on here. If you look at the comments, maybe the comments will tell us a date. 3 months ago, 2 months? No, it's older than that. Actually, let's look at the store. Let's go by drops. I think all the ones in September, like the ones that happen around like not DCon, what am I saying? Comic-Con? Like everything, I think everything before October is going to be burned. So like I do know for a fact there's like X Factors and stuff left in the market. Like Death of Phoenix, that's still in the market, or not the market, the store. First appearance, this one I think is kind of a sleep. I bought a few of these. Not too, I mean, I only have 6 and it's just all commons. But there's 7,500 mints, yet there's still like, how many? Almost 4,000 in the store, more than 4,000. So right now there's only like 3,000 of these in circulation, like 3,500. And then as for the ones I bought personally, like when they announced, I already had a few of these, but when they announced it, I saw the tweet within like 2 minutes. So I jumped in, I looked at the prices from yesterday compared to today, noticed the prices like didn't even move or hardly moved, like, you know, fractions of gems. So I went in and bought some X Factor 1. I went in and bought some, I think these newer ones, I think they're too new in the market to actually get burned. So like Avengers 1, Amazing Spider-Man 10, Avengers Unplugged 5, like all these ones, I think this one's also like the first appearance of Captain Marvel, or who was it? Carol Danvers is Captain. Like this is too new, in my opinion, for it to get burned. But who knows? We don't know anything yet. So me personally, I actually went into the market. I bought some X Factor 1. I bought some New Mutants 100. I bought a few of the first appearance Ronin comic. I did get some Death of Phoenix, a few more Rocket Raccoons, as well as Star-Lords, and then that's kind of it. So I kind of FOMO'd in a little bit, but I think those are, in my opinion, some of the best comics that are left over still in the store. Yahoo Political Chat was fairly high level. Yeah, I assume all the people that didn't know what they were talking about were either just reading and listening, or they kind of got sussed out, or like they kind of got called out and or banned, or, you know, saying stupid stuff. So I don't know. I was probably too young for like those very, very early days of like Yahoo chat rooms. Anyone else having issues buying gems on the web app? I did not. I put some gems in yesterday and I didn't seem to have any issues with the web app. Me personally, like what kind of issues are you running into? Hoping for a new Super Grill soon, right? Yeah. What do we need? We still need Wolverine. We still need Captain America. Now the whole Captain America thing, we're not sure. I think Alex G has kind of spoken about it a few times, saying like the cover is, you know, might be a little bit too much for an app like VeVe, but then again, you know, Alex has said stuff that he's not 100% sure of, right? Nothing against him, but you know, he's not in the meeting room talking with Marvel directly about should we release. Unlikely that, you know, he's negotiating with like, we need Marvel Comics or Captain America #1 on the app. That FA Star-Lord mag is borderline grill and IRL. That's what I figured. I actually bought I FOMO'd into a few of these, to be honest. I think I had 3. I have 8 now. And I just bought the commons on the floor. Like pretty much all the first appearance ones, because I do know like Rocket Raccoon's more recently popular, so I bought a few of those. I think the most I bought were Star-Lord, Death of Phoenix, just because I love X-Men and I do think we're gonna get a Phoenix story arc here in the MCU, like in the next, within the next, you know, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. And X-Factor, and where is it? New Mutants 100? Not New Mutants. Yeah, New Mutants 100. This was like a really, I think this is one of the highest selling books of all time. I did hear like a lot of comics in the 90s were like really oversold. Or like they made like way too many copies, but best selling comics of all time. I think we've looked at this article before, but let me just pull it up. That's including how many are left in the market. There's about 2,500 left, and this one is 6,000 minutes. That's really low editions. Wait, where is it? Maybe I'm misremembering. Oh no, this is the wrong article. All right, give me a sec, guys. I apologize. Or was it X-Force? Or X-Force number 1. Not New Mutants 100. Okay, X-Force number 1 was the one that sold like a ton of copies, so it's a little bit different. This is the one that I was kind of thinking of. This one sold like 5 million copies. That's like the estimated amount. And the number 1 most sold comic, I think, of all time is this one. Over 8 million copies for X-Men number 1. I didn't get too many of these, but I definitely grabbed Star-Lord and some other ones before they get burned from the market or from the store. 1 ton mon. I wonder what will happen to the price of Omi tomorrow. I think it's already priced in, to be honest. We already know what the utility is. VeVe announced it like a couple weeks ago, right? You know, season 1 utility, all that stuff. So I think it's already priced in. I'm not sure if it's going to go up. I have a distinct feeling it's going to go down because we'll see. I don't know. Maybe VeVe will announce some additional thing or whatever, but VeVe was very adamant about saying if you want season 1 utility or rewards or whatever, you need to get it in before January 1st. So okay, Grail is pushing it. The FA Star-Lord is a good book though. Yeah, it's a great book. Especially since Peter Quill he's a super popular character now, right? So I've not had problems with it, but I have not bought since the 15th. I did have an issue where it took forever to process, but after like 5 minutes I went through. Yeah, that is a bit weird. I don't think it's ever taken me that long to do it, but there's been times where it's a bit slow. Like it could take like 30 seconds. Like you click submit and it's like loading. And I'm like, all right, is this processing or not? But Shankster, yo, what up, vibes? Happy New Year, amigo. Yeah, it's almost there. I mean, I got about 11 hours before the New Year actually hits, but yeah, Happy New Year's, everyone. We need an X-Men versus Street Fighter collectible. We just need Street Fighter. We need like more Capcom. We just need more of that stuff. Mega Man, Capcom. I know there's a bunch of other like super popular Capcom IPs. Or franchises, I should say. I'm looking it up right now. There's like Ace Attorney. Marvel versus Capcom, of course. Resident Evil. Okay. I'm sure there's some other ones I'm forgetting or that's not on this list, but oh well. Yeah, but all those would be great. Described a second SR for New Mutants 100 for 58 gems. Burn that baby. Yeah. And that's the first appearance of that team, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, first appearance of X-Force. So this is the first appearance of X-Force, and it's pretty darn scarce. Like I said, there's you guys can't really see it. So it says there's 1,700 commons left, 588 uncommons, 360, you know, whatever that amount is. Let's do the math super quick. I'll err on the low end of things. How many does VeVe withhold for trying to think of how much VeVe withholds for these collect. Isn't it like 200 or like, I'm just gonna round it up to 200. I don't think it's more than 200 comics they withhold, but it's somewhere around there. I could have sworn. Let's see. So 6,000 minus. Yeah, it's like 210. It's one of those amounts. The 6,000 minus. Yeah, there's like 3,000 editions of this comic, something like that, something in that ballpark. After kind of crunching the numbers, it's about like 3,000 editions left of this. Maybe a tiny bit more, but I've heard some story. I watched like a lot of YouTube videos of like comic collecting channels where people will go out and go to comic conventions, or they'll go to yard sale and try and find comics, or people that sell slabs, you know, all kinds of stuff, all different levels of comic collecting. I'm not saying I know a ton about comic collecting, but I like watching the channels when I can. And quite a few of them like grew up, you know, in this generation of like collecting and reading these types of comics. And like New Mutants 100, like the X-Force team, not as popular as, you know, X-Men or Avengers and stuff, obviously, but people did grow up you know, in the 90s, like reading those comics. And if you're gonna get on VeVe, you're gonna want at least one copy, I would imagine, if that's one you grew up reading. So I might snag a few more, we'll see, but let's see what the price did. Right now the price is at $249, so it stayed pretty flat. Let's I think this might be more up to date. Common, we'll zoom in here. The New Mutants run is a popular one to collect IRL. Yeah, right, that's what I heard. I sent 10 million Omi to VeVe. Now I'm a master collector. Look at you, Jojo. Clearly a master collector of Omi. Yeah, I know there's a lot of feedback with that, where people were kind of upset that like you could technically have no collectibles or comics and put in 10 million Omi and pretty much instantly get master collector. I mean, it is what it is. It would be nice if they would separate it out, or at least you got maybe bonus MCP points, or you got a separate cut kind of like collector currency other than MCP points. Just let MCP points be its thing, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, 181 or 210 ones are being withheld. Crazy VeVe guy, what's up? Happy New Year vibes, and to the Vibe Tribe, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jeez, Viva la VeVe grabbed a third SR of New Mutants 100. Floor is now 800. Wow, that is insane. And see, this is what I like doing. I'm not trying to FOMO you guys into these comics, but I'm just merely telling you what's happening here, right? Like, we can see how much are in supply, and this is the first appearance of X-Force. Top holders of these comics, there's some people that have 12, or say like 36. Yeah, price was $2 skyrocketed up to like 3.25. Now it's back down to 250. It's going to be really interesting to see. Now, I will say this. There's a small, like very, very small chance. But, I mean, technically nobody knows. If this comic section get burned. Because this dropped in September, which is like, what, a little over 3 months ago at this point. So there's a small chance that this one does not get burned. Right? We don't know for sure. VeVe hasn't officially said which comics are getting burned. All they said was select comics are getting burned. I think there's like a 99% chance that these other ones that we looked at earlier will get burned because those are the oldest ones possible. Like these ones, I think there's a good chance Death the Phoenix gets burned. All of these ones down here will get burned. Star-Lord, Wreck-A Raccoon, Guardians of the Galaxy #1. I think there's like a 99% chance because those are the oldest ones. But these ones that are around September time and newer, not entirely sure. I don't know. 800? Dang, nice. Yeah, right? New Mutants. Right there. Let's see what the floor is at. There's one left. Wow. Look at that, dude. That's some thin floors. If it went from what? 100 to 800? Now we're not saying the floor. Now we're not saying it's worth 800. That's where the floor is at. Gonna take people a little while to figure out what the actual floor is for this, but I mean, if there's only what, that would mean there's less than 100 of these, because usually there's like 180 secret rares, but it's a 6,000 mint, so maybe it's closer to like 140. And if there's still 62 left in the store, so there's potentially less than 100 of these. And Viva La Vivi has 3 of them, so he owns 3, you know, nearly 3% of the supply or more. To be honest, if they don't burn it for 150 editions, I'm still in on New Mutants. Oh yeah, it's a great. Maybe you're kind of convincing me now to buy more of the comments and buy more of it. I'm like a bigger X-Men fan, so I kind of went a little bit harder on Death the Phoenix and some of the other ones and like X Factor, but either way, yeah, super limited. Either way, super limited. And if they don't burn it now, I think people will just, you know, people forget about it, new drops will happen, and then the next burn, hopefully, then they'll get rid of it. So this will be a stopper for a lot of people to collect the whole run from 1 to 100. Ooh, that's a good point too, Slider. We have a long way to go before we go from 1 to 100, right? But VeVe, if Marvel sticks with it, and I mean, we're running out of grails, right? Like talking grails. So we're gonna have to start fulfilling runs. I think that's kind of Marvel's next idea is, you know, kind of start completing runs for certain series, and then obviously dropping some of the newer comics that happened in like 2023, soon to be 2024, all that stuff. So but yeah, New Mutants comment is went up a bit. We'll take a look at just see what's up and down in general. Dude, this is really, dude, Stacker's very quick. It just noticed that the price for the SR, what is it? What information do I lose by doing this? Quantity? No, I think it's all there. Anyway, it just noticed the sale, and it says here there's $800 is the floor. It's gone up 1,200% in the last 24 hours. First appearance Namor is up 100%. Bishop is up a lot. Vision up 100%. At least the ultra rare. Bucky Barnes, not Bucky Barnes. Yeah, is it Bucky Barnes? Yeah, that ultra rare is up a bit because I think that's another one that could get burned. I did buy a couple of the commons, not too many. Which one is this? X-Men. #1. What is that one? Oh, Hellfire Gala. Okay, I was like, what is that? I haven't seen that one before. I ended up just passing on the Hellfire Gala one. I think so few people actually bought it that it's, you know, the price is up a ton. Falcon is up. Yeah, the uncommon on the New Mutants 100 went up 55%. Last 24 hours. Ultimate Fallout. Yeah, there's those comics are definitely moving. And then Maestro, I think he went up to like 23 or 24 gems. Now he's back down to 18. So I only have like 5. Might need to grab a few more, but I do have like 18 of the New Mutants #1. The #1 or 100? The one we were talking about. I'm curious to see if any of the other ones. Let's type in Factor. X Factor should show up. See if X Factor moved at all. At least not much. Oh yeah, it peaked a little bit. Not as high as New Mutants 100, but yeah, it went from $2 all the way up to $2.80. I did buy quite a few of these myself yesterday. Not a ton, but definitely quite a few. And then what was the other one? I was thinking. I gotta close this ad. Not there. I forgot I made that tweet a long time ago. X-Men. I think it's 130 something. Like 130. Yeah, there it is. 137. See if that moved at all. Okay, 175 all the way up to 240. So it went up about 70, 80 cents. Maybe I just helped VeVe sell out the store for New Mutants 100. People may spam to hit SR. That could be true. There's still a ton of comments and stuff though in the market. I mean, people could do it. It's just the prices are so cheap now for the commons. I mean, the commons are still less than $3, you know. Some of them even less than $2.50. So, yeah, people could spam the store and try and shoot for a ultra rare or secret rare. But I think that's. I mean, what are the chances of you landing one? I think it usually says it on the VeVe page, right? Went too far. Why do I keep losing it? Is it above? Okay, there it is. Yeah, according to this, you have a 1 in 42 chance, basically, to get a secret rare. So, statistically, right, you have to buy like 40 of these, roughly, to have a shot at a secret rare. So that's, what, 240 gems, right? Because if you have to buy 40 at $7 each, no, 280 gems, maybe a bit more. That's a lot. I had a chance for a secret. You could get lucky and land a secret rare. And get me to FOMO in a bit. Viva la VeVe. #1 comment through you are. Oh, okay. Awesome. What are your thoughts on the vending machines? I went hard. I ended up going for 1. And I got the one I wanted. The Nuka-Cola. The Juggernog. The 1950s Coca-Cola machine. I got the one I actually wanted. So I played the drop, I got the one I wanted, and I was like, all right, that's it. If I got something really good, like an ultra rare or secret rare, I would have sold it instantly, be honest, and probably just bought this in the secondary for 17 gems or 15. There was a period of time where this was going for like 13, 14. I really just wanted this one. I didn't really care too much for the others. I might have bought the 1980s one if it was going for like absurdly cheap, like someone floored it for a ridiculous amount, like 5 or 6 gems, maybe 7, but I don't really care for the Coke machines, at least me personally. Now, you can deck out your VeVe showroom and all that other stuff with it, your VeVeVerse too, right? So it's gonna look super cool. I don't know if you can interact with it or anything like that, but I definitely wanted the 1950s version personally. But my thoughts don't really have. I'm actually kind of surprised it sold out, and I think VeVe is learning that even if, because not everyone's a vending machine, right? Not everyone cares about Coca-Cola, but if they make the chase, you know, the secret rare, like very, very low mint, like this one, I think it was like 170. I think after everything's said and done, it was 180 public mints, which is absurdly low. That's more rare than 99% of the drops that we get on VeVe. So it's like it's in the top like 2% of like scarce collectibles on the app, in my opinion. was only 180. So I think they kind of learned that, hey, if we make something, if we make the chase or the secret rare like absurdly scarce, people might buy out. I think that's the main reason. Like if this was closer to 350 or like, you know, 400, it probably, I'm not sure if this would have sold out. And this would probably, and the price would probably be a little bit closer to like 150, maybe a bit lower if the scarcity was increased by like 50%. So not too sure. At least me personally, I won in the 1950s and that was it. I didn't really care for much else personally. Oh, wait. VeVe, oh, I didn't realize this. VeVe released the article for more information on this drop. Just saw it. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they posted this like 30 minutes ago. So shortly after I started the stream. So this one, I'm excited for this one. I'm so glad they did not make Wolverine a Marvel Mighty. I'm trying to think which characters I'd be. Is it just these three? Oh, there's more. Oh my god, they made Gambit. I remember oh my god. The biggest bro, he was saying in stream in Kid Arcade stream, he was like, they were talking about the Marvel Mighties for a bit, and he's like, please don't make Gambit a Marvel Mighty. And they did. There's Gambit as a Marvel Mighty. And Jubilee. Okay, Jubilee. All right. She's kind of cute, right? Did a little I really hope it's not animated, but that's pretty cool. I always thought Jubilee was obnoxious, but as I've gotten older, like I kind of liked her a bit more as a character. I do have a lot of her comic too. I think I have like 15 commons. I bought them all for like under like 1.7, like anywhere between like 1.3 to 1.7. I bought quite a few of these, even though it's high mints. I think there's a good chance she'll be in the MCU. Not just because she, you know, checks the boxes and stuff like that, but more importantly, she's actually a pretty interesting character, and she was kind of the person that introduced us to mutants, like as the viewers to mutants as like an outsider and stuff, right? Like at least in the show. And they got Professor Xavier. I just saw that. Not FA. Oh wait, other way. I'll do that. No beard though. Maybe I'll have to shave this off one day, but I feel like if I shave it off, it's not a good look, and I feel like I would probably get put on some like watch list, which is, I mean, the beard would grow back within 2 days, but anyway, we'll jump into it. Symbiote crafting. All right, so X-Men Heroes introducing the Marvel Mighty Symbiote, crafting both the 4th upcoming Marvel Mighties will drop in this event, 2 Symbiote collectibles. All right, so my plan personally for the whole symbiote crafting thing, I'm not FOMOing into anything personally. Anything that's getting venomized, I'm not buying right away because they will get dumped after the venomized crafting happens, in my personal opinion. I will try and stack the venomized things, like the actual Venom symbiote, whenever that gets released. I'm actually going to stack that because that is really unique. It's probably going to look cool. And it's almost its own FA in its own way, right? Because the symbiote itself is like a character, right? And if you watch Spider-Man, the show, comics, all that stuff, like the symbiote itself is like its own character. So anyone that's a Spider-Man fan will want the symbiote, in my opinion. It's the first appearance of the symbiote creature. So for me, I think the ones that are getting symbioted are Beast and Storm. I think it's always the 2 uncommons of the set. Storm is not an FA. I didn't really care to buy her. Beast I do want to buy, but I think I'm going to wait. I mean, I'm going to go for it on the drop, but I think I'm going to wait until after the crafting event, because after people use the symbiote with Beast doesn't get burned. The symbiote gets burned with the crafting. And so I'm going to wait until after that happens, because people then are going to dump their Beasts, in my opinion. I think that's what's going to happen. Plus there's only 2,600. That's actually kind of scarce. It's actually really scarce for Marvel Mighties. So I do want Beast. I mean, I do want to get them all. The only exception might be like Professor Xavier. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to chase him. If I landed on the drop, awesome. But the ones I want the most, hands down, is Beast. But I'm going to wait till after the crafting event. Like, if he goes up to like 25 gems, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to wait till after the crafting event. Cyclops, I'm probably going to stack because he is the leader and this is his first appearance. Gambit is another one I'm going to stack a good amount of. So the mint numbers. Okay, so Storm and Beast are both uncommon, 2600. Both are going to be used for the crafting. Cyclops is the rare, 2200. Same thing with Gambit, rare, 2200. Remy LeBeau. Yeah. Man, they only show 3 of the aces. They got the diamond, the clubs, and the heart. Where's the spade? It'd be kind of cool if he was like holding the spade behind his head or like behind his like coat or something like that. But it's kind of weird he's only showing 3 of the cards. Jubilee. I do want Jubilee. As quirky as she is and as annoying as she is, she's also rare too. So 20. So she's also, oh no, she's an ultra rare. Okay, I just saw the rare part. So she's an ultra rare for 1500. 1500 mints. And then Professor X, if I land him, great. Honestly, if I land him, I don't know if I would sell him. It would have to come down to a game time decision, but 900 mints. So not Gambit. Yeah. One ton says Marvel Mighties. They need to stop this nonsense. There's something to it. I really hope there's something coming out with Marvel Mighties other than just, hey, Marvel just wants to push cute looking versions of collectibles to kind of piggyback off of the success of like Funko and all that stuff. And technically this kind of very caricature version of characters are very easy to make, right? Very cheap to design and all that stuff. It kind of appeals to kids as well as adults because if it looks like hyper realistic, it might not appeal to everyone, or they might say, well, this version of Gambit I don't like because the way his outfit looks or whatever it is. But for me, I do want to get them all. I do want to get them all. It would be awesome to have the whole set. Obviously the biggest gatekeeper is just going to be Professor X and Jubilee. If I don't get Professor X, I'm not heartbroken. I do have the FA anyway, but I do really want Jubilee and Gambit and Cyclops and Beast. Storm, I might grab one of her after the symbiote crafting, because after the symbiote crafting, everything dumps. Anything crafting related, if the collectible itself doesn't get burned, it just dumps. Even when it does get burned, we saw this with the Hulks, even when it does get burned, sometimes it still dumps. But if it doesn't get burned, it dumps even harder. So for me, I'm definitely collecting the symbiotes for sure when they release them. I'm going to get Beast after the crafting and then the rest of these. Cyclops looks really cool. The classic, like, kind of cross chest, like harness look with the blue and yellow. I just love how they all have the what do you call it? The like cartoon look, right? The same outfits and all that stuff. I do like it a lot. Gambit just looks sick. Gambit's really awesome. And I know he's definitely has like a big cult following of collectors and comic book readers, right? I do like Jubilee. I do like her. Her sunglasses look super cool, and so are her little hand animation too. So, all right, anything else about this drop that's interesting? Oh yeah, the Carnage. This is just the concept art for Carnage. I don't know what I'm gonna do with Carnage and Venom. I do really want those characters. I think I'm just gonna wait till after the crafting event because I feel like anything craftable, just weird stuff happens. So we'll see. I do feel like people tend to FOMO in really hard. Now, if you have the money to throw in the app or you don't care, like, go for it. But at least for me, I do think in order to craft something like Venom or Carnage, it's easily going to cost hundreds of gems to then, and we don't even know if you have to like pay to craft it, because I think, remember with like the Kate Bishop and the Hawkeye, you had to actually pay gems to craft it. I don't know if the same thing is going to happen here as well, but it wouldn't surprise me if you have to, you know, buy this, buy that, buy all three, buy 4 symbiotes if you want to get the whole set, and then get Venom, because don't you get one? If you do one Venomized thing, don't you get Carnage? But if you do all 4, you get Venom? I thought it was something like that. That might be Venomized. Okay, at the future date in 2024, collectors who craft all 4 Venomized Mighties in the Carnage Path, interesting, will be eligible to craft to purchase a Carnage Premium collectible, digital collectible. Collectors who craft all 4 Venomized Mighties in the Venom Path. Oh, okay, I forgot, because there's 2 from each set. And if you call it and follow the Carnage Path versus the Venom, yeah, and you have to get what? If you want both of them, you need 8 symbiotes. That's what it sounds like. So if you want both collectibles, you have to craft 8 symbiotes, collect 8 collectibles, craft them. There's going to be a lot of burn for the symbiotes. That's what it sounds like. And if I miss anything, let me know. But that sounds like a lot going on. I mean, people that's Spider-Man, they're going to want both, hands down. Like, they're going to want both. If people don't want to deal with this whole crafting mechanic, they might just sit on the sidelines, try and profit off the price volatility of the Carnage crafting and Venom crafting throughout. And then at the very end, then just buy the Carnage or Venom straight up off the market. They could do that as well. All craft to purchase collectibles are sold separately and will cost 50 gems each. Okay. Final designs are subject to change, will be available to crafting. All craft to purchase collectibles are sold separately. So it's going to cost 50 gems on top of it. So it's going to cost 100 gems to just craft Carnage and Venom, I believe. That's what it sounds like. So it's 100 gems right there, plus the cost of the 8 collectibles, plus the cost of the 8 symbiotes. What is that? 500 gems? I know the uncommons are the easiest ones to get, but I'm talking the symbiotes. I think the symbiotes are going to be, you know, box price is going to be cheap, but buy them in the secondary if you want 8. That's a lot. That's just my thought process. Not a big fan of, I'm not a big Mighties fan, so I don't know. I wish they did Gambit as a digital collectible. I will wait to buy any of these for a little while after all the chase stuff ends. Exactly. That's another option too. That's why I'm kind of more going for, me personally, the characters that aren't involved with the crafting. That one's going to be volatile. Like, there's a good chance, like, all right, so it costs 15, but Cyclops could come out at like 25, and then a few days later, now it's up to 40, then it retraces back down to 35, and then, yeah, like you said, and there could be a plan too, right? You just wait 3-4 months until this quiets down. We get another Grail comic, we get another crafting mechanic. People forget about this whole thing altogether, and then you can buy this for cheap later. So there's always that. Oh, Sleeping Comics. What's up, dude? I'll get them all, and I might get crazy. No or need self-control. Nah, dude, you gotta let loose. 2024, you let loose, dude. No discretion for your wallet. No discretion for anything else. Just straight collecting. And 2024, I think there's gonna be a big FOMO going on, right? I do think crypto's gonna go nuts. VeVe collectibles probably won't go nuts until later. If more people hear about like the OMI token, they get introduced to VeVe through that and then all that stuff. So I really hope the latter half of 2024, VeVe gets like a huge wave of new people coming in. And there's a good chance a lot of them watched X-Men growing up. A lot of them like Marvel and Star Wars and DC and Jurassic Park and all that stuff. So yeah, this is going to be, I'm really loving this. It's just, it's almost like too much at one point. Like, I'm going to collect them all, but there's just so much happening. I don't know. It seems like the days of having one character and 5 different versions is gone. Like, we're not gonna, like with Thor and Black Panther and Spider-Man, and I'm trying to think of some other ones too. Even some of the villains that Spider-Man had, like Doc Ock and Mysterio, like there's 2 or 3 versions. But I think that the days of having like one good guy or bad guy and like 5 variations or versions is pretty much gone. So now we're going to be doing more of this type of thing, potentially. Not sure. Randy doing somersaults right now? Really? For what? For X-Men? Or just in general? pay for the honor of buying the thing you really want. Sounds great, but I'll just buy Venom in the aftermarket. He'll probably be around 250 or so, could be more, but I'll wait and see. Yeah, it's gonna really determine based off of the number of symbiotes that get offered, right? The symbiotes are gonna be the gatekeeper to everything, in my opinion. And if they release it and they say there's gonna have to be a lot, because like we said, in order to craft one of them, you need 4 symbiotes. So if they announce 10, let's say 10,000 symbiotes, divide that by 4. That means there's only going to be 2,500 Venoms and Carnages combined. So like what, 1,250 each? But then again, more people might mint Carnage or Venom. More, I would imagine there's probably going to be more Venoms. I think there's more Venom fans than there are Carnage fans. So if I had to guess, it'll probably be like a 60-40 split. Like 60% of the symbiotes used for birding are going to be for Venom, and then 40% for Carnage. Something like that. But that's not a lot. So 10,000 symbiotes, and you divide that by 4, that's 2,500 combined, right? And if you divide that by 8, that's only 1,250 for both. So it's gonna be really scarce based off that. That's why I'm going hard on the symbiotes, because not only one, do you need a bunch of them to craft it, or do you just need one symbiote to craft all 4? I think that's probably more correct. I don't think you need 4 symbiotes, because that seems a little ridiculous. Okay, okay, it says right here, after, I should probably read the damn article before I just start like spewing random shit. Sorry. Spewing just random. After all 4 of the Marvel Mighty drops have been released, a symbiote crafting material will be released, which will then combine the Mighties identified for venomization, which can be used to craft Venom Mighties. The original Mighty will not be burned. Or the symbiote crafting material will be. The original Mighty can only be crafted into venomized version. Original Mighty can only be crafted into the venomized version of that respective Mighty, e.g. Scarlet Witch, when crafted with the symbiote. You can only turn into venomized Scarlet Witch. So it does sound like it's a 1-to-1 based off this. So you need 1 symbiote for 1 Scarlet Witch. It's not you own a symbiote and you get all 4, let's say Venom collectibles, and you can craft all 4 with 1 symbiote. It sounds like you need 4 symbiotes. That's what it sounds like. The symbiote crafting material will be sold for 15 gems. Symbiote can only be used once to craft a venomized Mighty. In order for a user to craft multiple venomized Mighties, they will need to acquire multiple. Okay, so that is the case. All right, that is true. I remember reading this over a month ago, and I forgot what was involved. So yeah. All right, yeah. How many symbiotes do you guys think there's going to be? Because like I said, with 10,000, assuming literally every single symbiote is used, that's still only 2,500 Venoms and Carnages combined, which is absurdly low mint. Venom Carnage will probably be around 80 to 100 gems on secondary. I think that's a bit low, because just to get the Venomized thing and the $50 or 50 gem box price, right? That alone is 65 gems, because it's 50 for the crafting, 15 for the symbiote, right? And that's just to craft 1, let alone 4. So I think they'll probably go for closer. I mean, just if we're talking just raw numbers, 65 times 4. Or no, so we need to do 15 times 4, because 4 symbiotes. I'm talking just literally to craft it, plus 50. Okay, so if you want a Venom, you need 4 15 gem symbiotes, and I'm assuming you just win these on the drop, right? I'm talking like minimum amount, plus the 50 gem box price to mint Venom. It's 110 gems just to mint Venom. That doesn't even include the price to buy, you know, Scarlet Witch and Beast or whoever's involved with that crafting, right? Yeah, so like for Venom, you need, or for Carnage, you need Scarlet Witch and Storm. And then you need Beast and, I don't know why the Venom path still says 2 to be determined Mighties. Okay, you need Falcon and Venomized Scarlet Witch. Am I reading this right? Carnage Path. So you need to use a symbiote on both of these. Okay, so we're done with the Carnage Path. It sounds like we're done with the Carnage Path. So you need Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Storm, and Beast. So 15 times 4, 60 plus 50. So it's 110 just to craft Vet Carnage, and that doesn't include the price of these 4. How much are these going for now? Scarlet Witch, Beast. How much is she going for now? 15. Let's just call it 15 to keep it simple. So that's 125 so far. And then for, I think it's Falcon, right? Falcon. Is this his first appearance? No, it's not. Yeah, I thought we had one earlier. 10 gems. So right now we're up to 135 gems. Assuming you get all the 135 just for these 2. We don't know the price, but let's assume the same price. So it's another 25, 30 gems. So it's going to be about 165 gems just to craft Carnage. Minimum. And people are going to get some money back if they floor Falcon and Storm and Beast and Scarlet Witch, right? So they could maybe sell those for like half price, get some money back. So now their cost is a little bit closer to like 140, 135. Because the prices are going to plummet. And now people might sell the Carnage for like 150, I don't know. That's like the lowest without like losing gems. So I don't know what to think. So I think you're in the right ballpark, Shankster, but it's probably a bit higher. I don't think it's that cheap. So yeah, the symbiote is the play on these drops for, I think so too. 1,000 Venom, 700 Carnage. That sounds about right. We'll see. It totally depends on how many symbiotes get released. And in my opinion, I do think Spider-Man collectors are going to want Venom and Carnage and the symbiote. I think symbiote is also part of the set. No different than like the potions and stuff. But I think the symbiote is more closely tied because it's almost like it is its own character. It's its own creature, its own thing. Potions in the posters like we had with Disney, it's not... You know, it's not directly associated. It is directly associated, but you wouldn't know by just looking at him. But at least for like the symbiote, when people see like a Spider-Man symbiote, they know that's Venom and that's part of Carnage and all that other stuff. So I agree. It's a lot to craft, but after you craft Venom or Carnage, you still have 8 Mighties to sell as well if you wanted. Yeah, exactly, Shankster. That's kind of what I was getting at here. So that's, you can kind of offset a little bit of the cost, but you know, we saw a Falcon right now is 10 gems. It's going to go down to like 5. Maybe even lower. We'll see, because people are just going to be undercutting like insane to just get rid of it because its utility's used up. And that's kind of the number one thing that's happened on VeVe and any platform is like the second the utility's used up, it's gone. You look at the Mogul Grin with like the party, the second the utility's used up, it gets floored. If you look at any crafting mechanic, the second the utility's used up, it gets floored insanely hard. You know, we look at Red Hulk and all that stuff. You know, before even the utility's even used up sometimes, it just gets absolutely floored. Yesterday, got my biggest drop ever, and my first child was born. Pretty good feelings to catch a secret rare number 1. Dude, Vil, congrats, dude. That's amazing. Glad to hear, was this yesterday, dude? Wow. Your baby's like less than a day old. Congrats, dude. Hopefully the baby is healthy and you can win many more drops together. Maybe make an account for them and then start like putting stuff in there. And then when they turn 18, be like, son or daughter, I don't know if son or daughter, but I got this collection for you. Stayed up a long time for this. I want a Venom and Carnage and the symbiote, right? Sleeping. You don't want just those two. You want the symbiote too, because that's also part of the thing. So yeah, I say anyone that's a Spider-Man fan, they're gonna get both. They're gonna get both. And multiples. For me, I think the symbiote is the play. And then if you do want Scarlet Witch, which is her first appearance, and she is a significant character, I think you wait till after the crafting event and you buy her for like 9 gems, 10 gems, because right now she's going for like 15, 16. You'll have 18 collectibles once you craft Venom and Carnage. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of collectibles. I really wish they did just something remotely similar to this to comics with crafting. I really think VeVe / Marvel or whoever, I think they should do more events. You know, like VeVe has like 12 days of VeVe, but I really think, I know this is like a crafting event, but I definitely think they could kind of, I don't know, explore this a bit more and also make it a bit more obvious on, you know, the VeVe page as well. Like maybe have some like crazy symbiote, carnage, venom, like background going on in the app when you like log in. There's some like cool animations when you do craft it. I don't know, just like something that's a bit more involved that makes it really feel like there's an event going on instead of just, hey, you have to be active on Twitter or whatever. Like I wish it was more like in the app and like in your face about the crafting event and like what's happening over here. That's when I'll buy 5. That's when I'll buy 5 gems. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, just grab it after the crafting. Getting the symbiote is a great call. Yeah. It's like getting the potions, but it really depends on what it looks like and all that stuff. But like, dude, if the symbiote looks anything like it does in Fortnite, which I haven't played Fortnite in forever. I know my roommate plays it on Fortnite. Symbiote. Let me see.
Today's video.
Let me mute this really quick. Let me see. Fortnite. It's like a symbiote backpack. One of my friends has like the symbiote backpack. Oh, this is not it. Let's see here. All right, so if the symbiote looks anything like this, I know this is Fortnite, but just bear with me here. I'll full screen this too. I'll mute it, but like if the symbiote looks anything like this and it has like little tendrils coming out and it looks like you know, you can kind of shape change it a bit. Like I wish if it had like an animation like that where it can shape change it to like legs, or it can be like into a ball and the tendrils kind of like reach out for things and it can like move around a bit. Like if it looks anything like that, people are going to want to buy it, in my opinion. I really hope the symbiote is actually animated and like moves around, because like in my mind, like when I see a symbiote, it reminds me of like a face hugger in what's it called, Alien. Like it's a hunter, it's looking for its prey, it's moving around, it's trying to find things to like do, right? It's not just sitting there static doing nothing. I really hope it's animated and at least does something, even if it's just a ball of symbiote and kind of like tendrils reach out. That's enough for me to like, all right, I'm gonna buy a bunch personally. Luke's Fights, what's up, dude? What's up, Vibes? This is speculation, but I'm gonna keep multiple symbiotes just in case they add more utility to the ones that weren't used. Yeah, dude, that's entirely possible too. And even if not, even if they don't use it, I think every Spider-Man collector is gonna want the symbiote, because the symbiote is kind of the thing that started it all, right? With Venom and all the other characters. I think the symbiote is its own character and people are gonna want it. So in my opinion, like, yeah, I think other than the X-Men, if I had to pick like one other collectible to stack or get multiples of, yeah, it's the symbiote, hands down. No question. Yeah, whatever happened to burning comics for a 1 in 50 collectible or comic? I remember David talking about that. Yeah, I'm not, it is what it is. I've kind of, I don't want to say I've like given up on the idea of like burning comics. They did say it's coming. I'm just like not holding my breath until they announce it, so be it. But for now, I'm not waiting for them. I mean, we are getting a burn, right? But we just don't know what, and I apologize because I know I'm seeing a lot of new names in here. So one thing I do want clarification on, and because the burn's going to happen in what, 10 hours and 30 minutes, we still have no idea what comics are actually getting burned. All they said was select comics, which is why in my thing I said, any update on which select comics? We are less than 15 hours from the burn, blah, blah. And they also said here, also, are we announcing comic burns going forward? Because there's a tweet that VeVe put. Here, let me hide my thingy. This was from November 29th, 2022. I know it's kind of hard to see, so I apologize. My camera's in the way. Where's my camera? That's it. And then there, if I hide these two things, what did I do? There. So that's from November 29, 2022. They literally said no notice on comics. And what they do today or yesterday, there was a notice on comics. Now, I don't mind, but it would just be nice to know, like, is this going to be a thing going forward? Like, they're always going to announce comics? And it would be nice to know which comics, too. Because select means not all. If they would have said all, they would have said all. At least I would think so. But I guess we'll find out. Anyway. Sorry, I kind of went on a rant there. We were talking about burning comics, and I just wanted to bring it up because I don't know, everyone was here at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, it would be nice to get a bit more communication from VeVe about what's involved, because there's a good chance that Star-Lord and all that stuff gets burned, because those are the oldest unsold comics, but there's still comics within the last 3 months that are unsold. Do those get burned? Do Marvel Comics, you know, does this comic, you know, does this comic that was released like 2 weeks ago, the Sentinel one, is that getting burned too? Like, it's only been in the store for like 2-3 weeks. Same thing with was it Omega Red? Which one's older? Yeah, with Omega Red Omega Red has been in the store for like 2 weeks. Is this getting burned too? I don't know. Probably not. But if it is, I would like to know so I can actually buy some in the store. So that'd be kind of nice to know. Good idea. I'll give him Lambo and he turns 18 years old. Yeah, there you go. Give him a Lambo, like an actual Lambo, Felix, son. VeVe's gotten so popular since you were a blind box. Since you were a blind box, VeVe's grown a lot. Now you can 1-for-1 a Lambo. I put a Lambo in your account, and now you can 1-for-1 it. You can thank me later. Oh, it's Ellen Bats. I forgot I'm using my account. Oh, that's fine. What's up, dude? Symbiote is flub. Symbiote is just like angry flubber, right? Just angry flubber. Yeah, David said you could burn a number of comics for a new comic version a few times. I hope it happens, but I'm still buying what I like and see what yeah, exactly. Whatever happens. And that's the thing, like, I highly doubt they're gonna come out and say, hey, every comic on VeVe, if you burn whatever, if you burn 50 X-Men 4s, you get a holographic version of this or that or whatever, right? Highly unlikely, but I do think if they do an event where there's like 5 different comics, right? Either they do like, all right, Fantastic Four, like they focus on the Fantastic Four comics and they're like, all right, Fantastic Four, number 1, number 5, this, that, you know, all these ones that have a ton of mints, but like all Fantastic Four related, like, and Fantastic Four, Fantastic Four. What are some of the old school ones? I'm trying to think of the ones that have like a lot of mints. Yeah, like Fantastic Four, I would say 13, Fantastic Four number 1, Fantastic Four number 5. And then like, hey, we have a burning event for these 3 or 4 or 5 Fantastic Four comics, because, you know, partly because they have a lot of mints. Here's a burning event. You burn any combination of 50 common and uncommon comics, you get this, you know, holographic version or whatever. And then if you burn any rare and ultra rares, then you get this. That, or they burn the whole set. You say you burn an entire set of comics, so common through secret rare, then you get this thing. So it's gonna just be tough to navigate, because I don't think you want to leave out SRs with the burning mechanic. It would be cool to give the option to burn an SR, and I think the ones where you have to burn a whole set, those will be worth a ton, because you have to actually own an SR. So whatever that crafting is involving an SR, that's gonna be worth a ton. Burning comics for a holographic version would be insane. Yeah, I think it'd be insane. Or let's see here. I think if you want like a genuine 1-of-1, in my personal opinion, I've shown this before on stream. If you want like a genuine, what is this? If you want like a genuine 1-of-1, in my opinion, they do something like this. I used to be in the printing industry like a long time ago, like shortly after college. We used to like print boxes, and like the company I used to work for, they actually printed the boxes for like World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade. They did like the Xbox 360. They printed a bunch of, they didn't do comics, but they did a bunch of printing on boxes and stuff like that, for the actual like boxes for the promotional material. And like they did like they weren't the only company. There's a lot of companies that did this, but they were one of the regional companies that did it. But if you have the actual print plate of the comic, like, yeah, there's thousands of comics, but there's only like dozens of print plates, if that. So like that's why this guy's had it up for a while. But like for Amazing Spider-Man 252, the print plate looks a little bit, you know, off here, but I'm sure VeVe could find a way to make a print plate like actually look really cool. So I wonder if you can actually burn a set or something involving like, hey, if you burn 5 SRs or you burn a whole set, you actually get the print plate for the comic. And now you can actually display it with the other comics, and it's different. So I think the holographic cover would be sick. I think that's probably the easiest and coolest one to do. But I think the print plate itself would be super cool. Animated cover too. Yeah, Slider, good call. Animated covers would be amazing as well. I remember when, I'll pull it up right now. I remember when Sleepin' Comics did a lot of the animated covers, and dude, like, Sleepin' did this in his like off time, and he made better animated covers than a lot of the yeah, dude, right here. This is from August, so obviously some time ago. Like, check this out. I don't know if you guys remember this. Most of you do, but like, this is an animated cover that Sleepin' did. Like that is sick. That is insane. The Infinity Stones are like smoking. There's like all this, the effects going on and stuff like that. The eyes like lighting up. Like, dude, that is beyond awesome. I think that's probably his best one, in my opinion. There's a lot of other cool ones he did too, but I think that's the best one, in my opinion. Anything like this, you burn the, you know, you burn 10 of the, I don't know why it's not playing. You burn 10 of the commons and you get this, right? 20, 30, it doesn't matter. As long as there's a burn involved, I'm happy. And as long as, I would say the minimum's got to be at least like 10 if we're talking like commons and stuff, but I think it should be closer to, I don't know. Well, we'll see what VeVe does, but it'd be awesome to see one of those again. Sleeping. If I could be so bold to recommend a comic for you to, maybe you did it already. If I could be so bold to recommend a comic for you to animate next, it would be X Factor would be really cool. This one. I think this one would look cool if my screen will load. X Factor would be pretty cool to animate. You have a lot of fire and effects and stuff going on. Or I'm trying to think of just some of the newer ones. I think Death of Phoenix would be kind of cool with all the laser beams and stuff. Ultimate X-Men #1 would be kind of cool. Just because there's a lot of movement. Like the more action, the more movement that's going on, you kind of more to work with the effects and stuff. Like with this one, there's just like too much shit going on. Like, I don't know how you would animate this. There's just so much going on. But yeah. Or alternate cover of the original artist. Some cover art do this, and they never get printed. Yeah, that'd be cool too. Like a rendition of like the original like sketch art or something like that. We kind of have that with some comics, I believe. But yeah, it would be cool to get like sketch art or something like that, or maybe a digitally signed version of whatever. So I think 15 would be a good number. Would be a good number. It would keep it in reach for most people, even if they have to go into the market to pick up. They won't have. Yeah, I think I'd like to have with burning. I like to see 2 levels. So you burn. So you need so you need 15 commons to burn to get a holographic, let's say. And then, or no, to get an animated one, but you need 3 animateds to make a holographic. So, you know, if you wanted just the level 1, if you just wanted the animated cover, yeah, you burn 15 commons, you're done. But if you want a holographic version of it, You actually have to get 3 animated ones, burn those 3, and then now you get that one. So you actually need 45 commons. So it kind of gives 2 levels to people where it's like, hey, do I just want to dip my foot in, get 15 commons, which, I mean, there's some comics out there for under like $4, right? It's still going to add up. But for the people that do want to drop a decent amount of money and get like a really cool 1 of 1, that's where they can get 3 animated covers and then get the holographic. Shankster says, my New Year's resolution on VeVe is to become the #1 holder of Poe. I'm only at 3 at the moment, mint 69. Let's go, dude. What's Poe doing? There's a bit of a trick. If you just type in PO, it's not going to show up, so you have to put in a space. Of course, it's not working now. Hello, VeVe? There we go. The #1 collector of Poe, huh? There's one right now for 20. What's Poe going for? Like, how much did the supply? There's someone with 20. You're gonna have to beat this guy out. #1 holder of Poe. Yeah, so if you want to beat out this guy or whoever this is, 25 Poes. So you have to buy at least 26 and hope that this person doesn't buy any more. Let's check out this person's account. Dude, this is one thing I love about Stacker is I could just lurk on people's profiles and just see what they've been buying recently. Yeah, see, this guy has good taste. Buying X-Men #4 for cheap. 224. Or that's the floor right now, but yeah, he bought a couple of those today. Bought some Tarzans. Wow, a lot of Tarzans. Today. A lot of Tarzans. I think this person's definitely hunting for MCP points. As well as first appearance of Kingpin. A lot of those. Yoda #1. Dude, this person's been buying a lot today. A lot of comics. Uncanny X-Men. Okay, 101. I do need to get... there's a handful of comics I still really want. Definitely some Nicoletta Baldari ones. Another big one is the Ultimate Fallout Rare. That's another one I've been trying to like keep an eye out for a while. Man, dude, this person's bought a ton today. This is who you're competing against, Shankster. The #1 Poe collector and the #1, you know, comic purchaser for today. That's a lot of comics. Let me look at something really quick. Factor #1. Let me see if I can find. Yesterday. Was this me? One of these is me. From yesterday. I don't know what time though. Yeah, this was me. Okay, so this is me. You know, this is me yesterday. Wow, the floor is 577 right now. That went up quite a bit. I bought these for like 3 something. So yeah, I bought X Factor, New Avengers, X Factor, more X Factor, New Mutants, more New Mutants, more Uncanny X-Men, Marvel Preview, more of this guy. And like right when they announced it, I kind of degened in. I threw some gems in the app and then bought. I started here. So I bought a little bit of Uncanny, but this was before the announcement. But like right here, when they announced that they were going to start burning comics, I was like, yep, I'm going to start buying Uncanny X-Men 137, Rocket Raccoon, Star-Lord, Ronin, more Star-Lord, New Mutants 100, X Factor 1. I wanted to buy the rare because I think I bought the rare for $6.99. I just noticed I didn't have the variant cover. I did buy 1 Bucky Barnes. This one's like absurdly scarce too. Let's go here. In America. We want #1. Yeah, it's this one right here. This one is super scarce because if you look, there's 10,000 editions and there's still 7,500 in the store. So this one only has like 2,500 editions. It's also the first appearance of Winter Soldier. So, you know, there's that. That's part of the reason why I think these prices skyrocketed a ton, especially the ultra rare. I did see the ultra rare go up a lot. Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah. It'd be nice if they had like 2 levels of burnable comics, right? You burn 15 commons to get a, let's say, a holographic, and then you burn 3 holographics to get a animated. Easy. I'll have 50 by July. Let's go, dude. You got to beat that person out. Show him who's boss. Got to show him the wushu finger hold. Tell him really let him know what's up. VeVe is dead. What are you talking about, Vibes? Fake news. It's all fake news. Yep. Everyone pack up. Go home. Hinano, Vibes. Happy New Year, dude. Happy New Year to you too. You still got a bit of time. You got over 12 hours for New Year. But yeah. What up, brother? What's good? Yeah, dude. We're just hanging out here. We're talking about the X-Men drop. Long story short, I'm going to be stacking the symbiotes. I'm going to wait on Beast to buy him because he's part of the crafting process. So I'm not going to buy in. I will get Cyclops and Gambit and Jubilee. If I get Professor X on drop, I'll keep him. But I do want to get these ones. Hands down, Gambit and Cyclops. For sure. Jubilee, it would be nice to get one of her, but if she starts getting absurdly priced, like over 70 or 80, I'm like, that's too much. I'd rather buy more of something else or get more Gambits and Cyclops. These are the 2 I'm going after the most, personally. Jubilee would be nice. Professor X is pretty much an only on the drop thing. Whoops, sorry, I closed it. So if we never get Captain America #1, I think Avengers 4 might be the big Captain. Ooh, that's a really good call. I never thought about that. Might be the big Captain America book on VeVe. I don't know. I'm picking up a few of them. Plus, I really like Cap. Cap is awesome. I have a few of that one myself. Let me see here. Dude, I got over 400 comics. I remember breaking the 300 comic mark like just a few months ago. I have over 400 now, which isn't a ton compared to some people. Which one is that called? You know what? I have an SR of it. Let me see. I'm gonna find that easily. I do have the SR, Avengers 4. I landed this one on drop. You can see your not list price. You paid $6.99. I got really lucky on this. This thing was going for like 400 gems at one point, and I held it all the way down. That was upsetting. The one thing, holding this back, obviously, is that this is a 30,000 mint comic. But like you said, if this is the only big Captain America book we're getting, and we're not getting Cap #1, yeah, this would be the best Captain America comic on the app if they just never do Captain America #1. Dude, Slider, that's a good idea. You should tweet about it. You should tweet about it or something like that. That's insane. Never thought of that. I do own quite a few of these. I don't know how many. Press enter? I don't know. Sometimes this search page is kind of finicky. I guess I don't have as many as I thought. Maybe I sold a few. I do remember at one point I had at least 10 Avengers 4s. Maybe I just sold a few since then because I have 2 here. Maybe I've sold like 5. So I'm not sure. But yeah. Yeah, this is what I bought yesterday when they did the announcement. I mostly just bought some Rona. How much did I buy these for? Sorry, I'm kind of flipping through the pages. Didn't know. I got 6 of these. What was my... Yeah, I paid $174 for this. Should have bought more. But then again, this comic is on the cusp of being a little too new to get burned. So I'm not fully sure if this is going to be, yeah, because I bought this for 2 gems. So I'm not fully convinced that this could be a comic that gets burned because it's still relatively new. That's why I didn't go. I think that's part of the reason why I only bought like 5. I didn't go super ham on it. I've said it a few times, but don't want to pump it or make people FOMO. Just an idea. It's an idea. I think it's an idea worth sharing. That's the thing. That's the reason why I do my content and all the other content creators, or people that give their opinions, right? Like, you just present information or a thought or an idea, and then you let people do what they want. That's it. Like me bringing up the fact that New Mutants 100 is like super scarce, and then also the Winter Soldier one is super scarce, and if those get burned, that's going to be some of the scarcest comics on the app. And if people want to run with it and buy SRs or buy other stuff, they can do that. So if they drop Cap 1, Avengers 4 would still be second best Captain America comic book on the app. It's literally historic for bridging the gap from Timely to Marvel Comics. Wow. That's a very good point. That's a very good point, Hinano. Very good point. It's still number 2. So it's like, buy it, banking on the fact that it's going to be the best one. And if not, worst case scenario, it's the second best. And it's a super iconic comic. So yeah, I do like that idea, but I did buy all these recently. How much did I get this for? $4.40. Yeah, this hasn't gone up much. Then I don't think let's see how much Rocket Raccoon's gone up, if at all. Yeah, I bought mine for $2.74. It's up like 50 cents. I do think these will change. I do think once VeVe actually announces which comics, or the next day, after midnight, and we actually see the burn happen, and we just see a lot of or just comics, like once we see this page, they all say sold out, and they're just gone. Or once you click here, and you can see how many editions were burned, that's when people are going to get confirmation, and they might buy in more. Not entirely certain, but they might buy in more. But cool. Yeah, did you guys have anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Yeah, the stream is coming up to like an hour and a half, maybe almost 2 hours. I'm kind of curious what people's thoughts are on like the Marvel Mighties, comics. Maybe we'll look at what's up and what's down real quick, and then look at that. All because of you. Viva la Vivi. Let's see what's down the most. Oh, interesting. Spider-Man 293. Is that anything? 293. Whoops. 293. Oh, this is one of the kind of like the Kraven the Hunter like storyline thing. Is that right? I think that one was just mislisted, but I'm buying it. Too slow. Dude, if it's been on here for a while, that means it was mislisted for quite some time. That's why I originally bought like 10, because it's still a big book. But a few months ago, when people were saying don't count on getting Cap number 1, I figured, okay, well, it'll be number 2 will be number 1 now. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, dude, if you want to keep that, I'll keep it on the down low. If you want to keep it as your little secret for a little while, silently stack it. I might bring it up later. If VeVe announces something about Captain America, whatever, like, I don't know. I'll probably forget, honestly, in like a few weeks that was brought up. So Crazy Dan says, Happy New Year, everybody. All the best for 2024. Yeah, thank you. And D1 and only, thank you for being here as well. Happy New Year vibes. We vibing. Yeah, we are vibing. Got the fireworks and everything. You guys have anything planned for New Year's? Do anything? Going anywhere? What about out in Hawaii? Light some fireworks off. Ride some dolphins. I don't know. All that sounds like a lot of fun. Air frying and blowing shit up. I like that answer more than you know, D. I could not think of a better answer to the question I just presented. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. You can say it. All right. I mean, it's not like my tweet is going to go viral and, but just a thought. Maybe if you want to buy a couple more, now might not be a bad time to do it. Dude, did I just snipe this comic? I mean, it was going for 888 and the floor is 24, so I think that's a snipe. I mean, I just bought it. Blowing shit up, that's what it says. I don't know why, but sometimes like my channel, I try to keep it family friendly, then other times I just gotta let it out, you know. Well, I apologize if any of you guys have younglings that are watching this, so I try to keep it to a minimum. Yeah, I think that was a snipe. I got this for 888 and it's going for 24. No, maybe I'll put this up later. Happy New Year to everyone here and in the chats. Yeah, thank you so much, D1 and Only. Appreciate it. Let's see here. All right, one other thing I wanted to look at. Just like what's up and what's down. Let's look at collectibles, see if there's anything down a lot. Yeah, once you start getting in the 25% region, it's not that crazy of a discount. I mean, it is. I mean, 5 gems for what? Oh, this is the uncommon. For a second, I thought this was the rare. I'm like, dude, 5 gems for a rare Thor? That seems pretty cheap, but... I could be way worse, as you know, but I'm trying to be better on other people's channel. Well, I appreciate it. You don't feel like you have to censor yourself too much. Still be yourself. Those rares have had a crazy low prices. I picked up a few for 3 gems. The rare. I'm talking about just like the little Kraven storyline one. The one I got was actually an ultra rare. It wasn't a rare. I like the rare covers on the Kraven one. Yeah, the one I got though was the ultra rare for like 8 something. Yeah, this is the UR. I don't know why they listed it for a third of the price of the floor, but I'll take it. They put up the X-Men drop here yet? I don't think so, no. There's comics and posters. Ooh, this is a cool looking poster. Like a 1 of 1, all the different like storms. All right, this is a pretty cool looking poster. It's kind of hard to see. I can't zoom in. Dang, UR, nice. Yeah, it was a UR. That's why I kind of just like made the snap second decision. I may have missed it, but what are your plans for the New Year celebration? VEVE, I'm just gonna hang out with friends. We don't really have a plan yet. At least my friends haven't like told me what the plan is. Odds are we're either just gonna kick it at their place and just keep it low key there, or we might actually go out and do something. I know last year we went to like a little like a rooftop bar kind of party thing, and it was like a 1950s theme. So I went to like Target like 2 hours before the party, bought some like suspenders and like a kind of like itchy like wool or like cotton shirt and like the hat and all that stuff. It was a lot of fun. But it's dressing up and doing all that stuff was kind of annoying. And I returned all the clothes the next day because I'm not going to wear suspenders probably ever again unless there's another party involved. So, but yeah, that's kind of my plans for today. Don't really know it yet. And I keep New Year's pretty low key, to be honest. I don't really, usually I just hang out with friends or just stay to myself and don't do anything too crazy. So. Go get some. Food, I mean. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Have a great time with your friends. Yeah, of course. A part of me is gonna, like, half my brain is gonna be looking here. I'm gonna be on the VeVe app, like, looking here, like, all right, what got sold out? Which ones say that that this amount got burned or didn't get sold out or whatever, right? So half my brain is going to be here because the burn happens at midnight, right? I think it says literally right here on the tweet. Let me see here. Yeah, it's at midnight, 11:59, midnight tonight. So half my brain will be on VeVe looking to see what got burned. And if I see certain collectibles get burned, I'll probably end up buying more. on the market before I forget. Yeah, back in the day, if my friends didn't tell me what was up that night, it was going to get crazy. My friends didn't tell me what was up that night. It was going to get crazy. Really? So you would just go out and do your own thing? I mean, I used to do that, but more recently, I don't really care to. Like, I don't know, like I'm definitely an extrovert, but I'm also an introvert too. Like I need to, after I go out a lot, or if I hang out with friends and stuff a ton in like a short period of time, I need to like recharge my social battery. I can't just like go out all the time, or I don't know, like the appeal of like going out on my own is way less now than it was before. I infinitely like hanging out with friends and stuff more. I mean, I'll go out, the times I go out on my own and do stuff is if like I'm going to like the gym or to go get food. I don't know, I do want to take up, I don't know, do you guys have any like New Year's resolutions? For me personally, I do want to take up like either boxing, just something a bit more active, and something I can actually learn from. I do like working out and stuff. I do want to get in like better shape, but I do want to take up, I remember I did boxing before I moved to Arizona. I did it for like 2 or 3 months. There's like boxing classes, no like insane sparring or anything like that, but mostly just like learning technique, getting in good shape, how to defend yourself, all that kind of stuff. And it was a ton of fun, but once I moved here, I got busy with work and other stuff, and I just never picked it up again. But somebody swept the floor on Miles' FA comic. Hope it comes back down. I didn't even look. I should probably look at that right now. Slider, yeah, dude, I could see Slider getting pretty wild. No, they would tell me because I probably wouldn't go. I'm more introverted, but once I drink it, the total opposite. Oh, okay. It brings out that dog in you. Brings out the dog. The party animal. You start going feral, right? What's your drink of choice? Slider, you seem like a trying to think. I don't know if you're like a beer guy. I feel like you need some hard liquor. I'm pretty basic. I'll drink anything, but I feel like for Slider, I feel like tequila would have to like be the one that really takes him over the edge. Like if he's going full degenerate, tequila is the solution, or the problem, whatever one. D, of course, a mojito or a nice cold beer. I knew it. Knew D would be nice and dainty. Get a mojito. Maybe a gin and tonic, vodka soda. Not a huge beer drinker. I can appreciate a good IPA, but one of my good friends, he is the can. He's like the beer can obliterator. I'll see him put down a good like, I don't know, like 20 rack by himself. Just like he'll bring a case of 20 beers. He'll drink 15 of them by himself within the course of about 3 hours. I'm just like, how do you do it, dude? The dude, like, it's like 3 beers every like 15 minutes or something crazy. I don't know. It's insane. Rum. Okay. Vodka. I end up passing out in the woods with no shoes. Okay. Rum. Okay. That's your poison. Oh shoot. Dang. Made it out of the wood, Slider. Yeah. That's where he's from. He's just going back to his wolf pack. Back to his people. Let's look at Ultimate Fallout really quick. I don't know why is Ultimate Fallout pumping? It's at 20 right now. Let's just look it up here. Wait. Is this? Okay, that's something different. Alt limit. Fallout's one word. Which one is it? The common? Is that, did that one pump a ton? Ooh, okay. Yeah, it's going for 12. Now it's 20. Let's see how many are listed. Can I close this? Get me out of here. Wait. I'm gonna fall out. What is these ads? These pop-ups. It's 30 days. Yeah, I was going for 12 gems. Yeah, on the 28th. There was 62 listings. Someone bought 20 of them. Less than 20. Like 17, 18 of them. Now it's up to 20 gems. The floors were just super thin. I do think it'll retrace back down pretty quickly. I don't know if it's going to go back down to 12, but it'll probably go back down to 15. I think somewhat quickly. And then the not the SR, but the rare. I do need to get the rare. Rare was going for 60 at one point. For multiple days, I did not see it. The rare is one I've been keeping a close eye on. Yeah, all-time low was, yeah, in early December. Oh. On a side note, have you watched Rebel Moon? Anyone? If so, what'd you think? I didn't hear the best review. I'm a big sci-fi fan. I didn't hear the best reviews of it. I might watch it, but I haven't seen it yet. That's such a sick cover. It's like my favorite one. This is the one I have to have. I have to have this cover. I don't know if you've seen it, D, but it's so good. There it is. I'll show the full cover. And if you guys, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard amazing reviews about Godzilla -1. If you have not seen it, you have to see it. Yes, but no shoes, only socks. It was crazy. New Year's party in college. Yeah. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Memories or lack of memories. That's another thing. It's such a sick cover. Beautiful. It's great. My favorite covers are this one. Just go to the URs. Comics. Hellfire Gala one's kind of cool. Favorite UR covers, hands down, is well, that one I showed you is a rare, but dude, this one pumped a lot too. The Amazing Spider-Man 700, that was going for like 60 gems at one point. Now it's at 150. A lot of the Nicoletta Baldari, whatever. The Baldari covers I do like a ton. There's the one where it's like the death of what's her face? That's a big one I like too. I do like oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name. Dazzler. I was thinking like Starlight, I don't know why I was thinking Star. Dazzler. Dazzler one looks kind of cool. I do like Spider-Man 2099. That's another cool cover. This one. This is another one I have to have. Or want to get, I should say. Obviously, I think a lot of people know about that one and like it a lot. But this is a cool cover. And there's another one I like. I think it's another one involving... This one's pretty cool too. There's a lot of detail in this one. You haven't picked up on it. But if you look inside the umbrella, there's actually different images and stuff of Spider-Man. Like in the umbrella. Like each part of the umbrella has like a different thing. Not huge on... I mean, that one looks cool. I'm not going to go out of my way to get that one. I watched it. I thought it was good. Oh, the which movie are we talking about? Rebel Moon. I haven't seen it yet. That's just the random reviews I've heard. So I don't know. Ryan Coral, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Okay, nice. We are literally halfway through it. Slow start and then picked up. But I'm liking it, but I haven't finished it yet. Okay, maybe today. Is it a show or a movie? You guys are gonna have to let me know. Is it a show or a movie? Rebel Moon. Okay, looks like it's a movie. Oh, Zack Snyder made it. Okay. Okay, it's a movie. Gotcha. My favorite one's Silver Surfer Black. That is another fantastic one. I think we're almost there. We'll just keep going down the list. We're more than halfway down on this list. So Silver Surfer Black is really awesome. I think that from common, the common doesn't look great, but from uncommon to secret rare, it is, I think, by far the best looking covers. Whoever was the colorist, or whoever was the person that was colored, because usually you have like, right, the person that does the art and then the people that actually do the color. That one's really awesome. I do like this one, Vengeance #1. That one looks kind of cool. Ooh, there it is. This is D1 and Only's favorite. The vibe colors. It's got the vibe tribe colors. I do like this one a lot. I should probably pick this up just for the sake of the colors. This one does look really cool. I think I own this one. If not, yeah, I mean, that price, it's only 15 gems. Not insane. I think the fun thing too about with the market being a little bit slower, I mean, obviously it's picking up now with the whole symbiote venomized thing and all that stuff, but before, I feel like when the market's a little bit slower, there's not like huge drops, grails happening all the time, big announcements, it's like, I feel like people actually like take a step back and they're like, God, what are all these old things that I've been wanting for a long time, and now I actually have time to like think and reapproach it and buy it again. I used to like this Ghost Rider, but the more I look at it, I really wish the tire wasn't covering up like a third of the title of Ghost Rider. The chains look cool, I will say that. The perspective feels a little off at first when you first look at it, but the front wheel does. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it like covers up most of the title there. We start getting back to these ones. I do like this one too a lot. Just the colors. I do like this one a lot. The green, the white, and the red look really, really cool. You get like the bottom portion where it's green, the right and the left where it's like red, and like the top where it's white. Do you like that one? That's the first appearance of Black Knight. I do like this one. I'm not like the biggest fan of it. I do like it. I don't know why, but I don't know why, but I put so much focus on his hands. They look a little off. I don't think there's actually anything wrong with them. Number 47. Did I overlook one? Oh yeah, yeah, this one. Yeah, that's an awesome one. It's the one we just looked at. Picks up at the end what made it really good. Movie. Okay, gotcha. I got a slab of the common, one of my favorites in my slabby collection. I love how you call it your slabby collection. My slabby patties. You call it like, yeah, check out my slabby patty collection. Or what? Like, well, it's a slabby, and the comic is kind of like a patty, so it's my slabby patty. Oh yeah, it's Vibe Tribe colors. Yes, it is. Cover is very nice. New Mutants 87 UR is another one of my favorites. Let me see. 87. Oh, this one with Cable, first appearance Cable. The blues do look really good. I do like this one a lot. I kind of wish the blues were on the edges, or like maybe up here. Like if the blues with like the little streaks, right, coming out were a bit deeper, like a bit more vibrant, I think it would be like perfect. But I do like this one a lot. I mean, I like Cable as a character in general. Cable and Bishop, both are really awesome. I know a lot of people voted for this one too. This is also another really underrated. This actually made the top 10, right, for like best looking comic covers. This one looks really cool. It was like jumping out. There's like furniture and glass and stuff like flying everywhere. That one is really, really cool. And so I do like his hand does cover up the title a little bit, but not too much. Unlike the Ghost Rider one. Here comes Daredevil, the man It's, you know, it's supposed to say, it does say without fear, but you know, his hand is covering it. So, but it's a super awesome looking, just the oranges and yellows and the reflection off the glass because the light source inside is like insane. And I like the contrast between like the blue and like the cool and the warm colors look really, really awesome. Another cool one. I might have to go back, but yeah. What's the, let me just go back one. I did like this one for a while too. I don't know what it is, but I do like this this one with Bullseye. It's another pretty cool looking one. Cool like action shot where he's like throwing darts. You can see his hand like flying up. My favorite FA is Black Knight. Think it's Avengers 42, 47. Yeah, nice. Finally grabbed a Fantastic Four 13 rare a few months ago just because of that being the first VeVe exclusive cover. That is a huge deal. And that's kind of like, you know, obviously you don't see it at face value. Like if someone joined VeVe tomorrow and they like, you know, comic covers or they want to collect, they really like the VeVe exclusive for a cover. So someone joined VeVe like a month ago. It's not super obvious that that is the original, right? So it's almost kind of like insider knowledge. You have to be in the community or in the know-how that's a big deal. And that's kind of how you get like niche collectors and stuff. So happy New Year, brother. Dude, biggest bro. I am so sorry. I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry this happened to you. Biggest bro. They made your boy Gambit into a Marvel Mighty. I believe I remember you saying in Kid Arcade stream that you did not, you're like, please don't make Gambit a Marvel Mighty. This is before they released like this info. So I am so sorry this happened to you. I'm right there with you. I'm a little upset that all Storm is going to be a premium digital collectible, you know, for the first appearance. But all these first appearance X-Men, they're Marvel Mighties. So I'm right there with you. I've kind of gone through the stages of what's it called? Grief? What's it called? 5 stages of grief. What is it again? It's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So no real like, the denial did not last very long. I kind of saw this coming when they announced like the X-Men Marvel Mighty announcement. I'm like, there's no way they're only doing like 2 or 3 X-Men characters. They're gonna do more. I was hoping they'd do like Morph or maybe some like Morph or Archangels, some maybe second or like third rate X-Men that are like the super iconic team, right? Anger, I'm not really angry. I'm just like, all right, they did it. Bargaining, I'm at the point now where it's like, you know, I'm just gonna have to buy into it no matter what. I'm not gonna bargain with it. Depression, not really depression. I just kind of hope they don't do this to Wolverine. And then acceptance, I've accepted the fact that this is happening. That's my stages of grief. I think I'm only experiencing 2 of the really only 2 of the 3 stages, which is acceptance and bargaining at this point. Maybe a little denial, but it's, you know, it is what it is. Later. I'm not happy about the Mighties. Yeah, dude, I am. It is what it is. I know where. I really think it's part of it is Marvel is definitely pushing more Mighties than the premium digital collectibles, because I think one, the amount of time it actually takes for them to create premium digital collectibles like Storm, and I mean, what's the most recent Marvel one we've gotten, right? I think a part of it is the amount of dev time it takes to actually come out, to get it approved, all this extra. It's so much easier to do a Marvel Mighty where the details, everything is so much simplified and it appeals to like a wider group or audience. Because like, when was the last time we got a premium digital collectible? Was it this one? Even this is kind of like the artistic like art style right. I will say Ronin is very cool. And actually, I might circle back around and get Ronin at some point. But even this is kind of the, what do they call it? The, I forgot what this art style was. Cell shading. The cell shading art style is a very simplistic version of, you know, it's not premium. It is a premium 3D digital collectible, but not to the same level as like some of the other ones we've gotten, right? I think they've kind of resorted to this because it takes so much time to do stuff like Hulk and some of the other ones, and they end up not doing too terribly well. So they're like, all right, instead of doing these, let's just do more Mighties because they're easier to make. They're done quicker. They take less approval time. We can sell them for cheaper. More people can buy them. Maybe it's easier to have them interact with like crafting mechanics. Who knows? Not entirely sure. But yeah, other than Hulk, I'm talking like a premium 3D digital collectible, not the cell shading ones or Marvel Mighties. Green Lanterns DC. Iron Man. Iron Man is... That was in July, though. I mean, this was 5 months ago, 6 months ago almost. So it's been a little while since we've gotten a lot of premium digital collectibles or whatever. No! They better not do a Mighty of Wolverine or I'll strike. Yeah. It's funny because I feel like I've heard Alex G or someone being like, no, it's not going to be Wolverine, whatever. But it doesn't mean they won't do it later. They're just saying like, oh, he's not a Mighty like now. Like now he's not a Mighty, but later he might. We have to get... Hold on. Just hold on, let me see. Like, see if I can get this little 3D model thingy here. Like, just give me this. Like, just give me this. This is for like a 3D modeler thing. This is all I want. Just give me a Wolverine like this. Probably have to remove the cigar, right? It's got to be like a family-friendly thing. Just give me this. Maybe a orange suit version. I do like orange suits Wolverine a lot, but just give me this. You don't need the little plate thing at the bottom or that little X-Men logo, but yeah, just give me this. All I want. Would you guys want one version or do you want a static and a animated version? I don't know. Wolverine's... I mean, I haven't looked at Wolverine that closely, but I mean, I think he's a little more caked up than that. He's not flat. Just saying. Let's see. I don't know about that one. That looks a little weird. Look at one other one. Yeah. All right. These don't look very good, but an orange suit version would be kind of cool too, of Wolverine. What? I wonder how much time it took to create Hillary Clinton Invisible Woman. Are you talking about... At first I'm like, are you talking about the... First I thought you were talking about this one, the Invisible Woman, and like, oh, it just happened to be Hillary Clinton and she's invisible just as a joke. But you're talking about this one. Like the premium ones. One is like the best look at her. Maybe this one. With this one, Hillary Clinton, Invisible Woman, Fact Slider, yeah, Jeff is that one. I would like one static and one animated. 3,500 editions. I want Wolverine, one static, one animated, yellow suit, $3,500. I think it's okay. It's a little on the high side. I think 2,500 is the sweet spot. Maybe a little too low. $2,000 be really cheap. Imagine if they did like 1991, like literally like less than 2,000 Wolverines. That would be insane. Yeah, I'm not sure. All right, we'll look at a couple quick things in the market. I actually do have to run here in a little bit. We've been streaming for over 2 hours, so I'm more than happy to hang out with you guys, but I do gotta do some stuff. Actually, I will say Stacker does seem to be much quicker updating market prices than it is on my NFT tracker. That's what it seems like so far. Because if we look at the 24-hour trend, it still hasn't even detected that New Mutants 100, the SR, has gone up a ton. Because on here, it says it right here, or someone undercut at 150, but even then, it's not detecting any of this at all. This is 158%, which should be around here, and I'm not seeing it at all. So I don't know. Maybe I do think it's easier to search for things and look up specific rarities on here in general. But I'm starting to like Stacker more and more and more the more I use it. I do. Sorry, I had a burp. I do think the pictures are a little too small, at least for like presenting on the left. Like even as I zoom in more, the pictures aren't getting that much bigger. I do wish for quantity, release date. I don't really care about release date. I don't care about the total quantity. I mean, quantity is kind of helpful info. I'd rather have this information on the actual collectible once I click into it. I feel like there's just a lot of clutter of information on this front page. And just me as a streamer, when I'm trying to present information to you guys, it's hard to see, let alone if you're on the phone, to see what the heck's going on. So just kind of wish the pictures were a bit bigger. There was a little less empty space between all the stuff. And get rid of this like release date, quantity. 30 days nice. Edition, I don't need that because it tells you like number 4, number whatever. Somehow fit it on the left. I don't know. The rarity column could probably be compressed a bit too. Other than that, I do like it all. Does this sell out? Yeah, easily. There's not that many mints of the X-Men. I mean, all in all, there's a lot. But there's 2,600 beasts. Like, if you compare these to, like, the old Marvel Mighties, I remember there's, like, 30,000 things. Or 28,900 or whatever thing. Like, the Thing, like, from Fantastic Four. There's more of him than there are of all these combined. Or, like, these more than twice as many. But this is what? 5,200... 74, 96, 11,100, 12,000. So there's, I mean, without taking into consideration that VeVe's holding 90 of each, there's basically 12,000 total. But if you look at each one individually, like if someone's an X-Men fan, there's only 2,200 Cyclops. There's only 2,200 Gambits. 1,500 Jubilees. I don't know how well Professor X is going to do if people want to complete the set. Obviously, he's the gatekeeper, but he's not FA. I do like Beast. There's only 2,600 of him. So I have a good feeling this will sell out. Now, the real question is, did the last one sell out? I didn't buy any of the last one, if I remember correctly. Or, you know what? I actually did buy one, and I just happened to get really lucky, and I got like a low 2-digit mint of Scarlet Witch. Drops. Did this one sell out? It did not. Okay, maybe. How many are left? Okay. I mean, the big winners on this one, in my opinion, are Scarlet Witch, War Machine, Vision, Nick Fury, Winter Soldier too. I mean, these are all good ones, good FAs. These are kind of like a random assortment of Avengers people, right? Involved in the Avengers movies and stuff like that, or like Winter Soldier. Maybe it won't sell out, but I think it'll get pretty darn close. The fact that it's like the X-Men team, and if anyone's an X-Men fan, they want the team, or as you know, get stacks of them. I think in this one, it's very easy to like Scarlet Witch and Vision, but not really care for War Machine or Nick Fury or Winter Soldier. Like it's very easy to just like not care about more than half of the collectibles in here. But for X-Men, I feel like if you're an X-Men fan, you're gonna want the whole set, or at least the majority of the characters. So I don't know. That's actually a good question. I'm kind of glad I checked this. We have time though, because it doesn't drop until the 7th, so it's next Sunday. That's when the actual drop is going to happen. So we'll find out then. Looking at this, I don't think it'll sell out, but we'll see. I need to get one. I need to get one, so not too low. Okay, gotcha. VeVe should just do animated collectibles, skip those static ones. I mean, it would be nice, don't get me wrong. I don't think it would affect the price that much, because I agree with you. Like, let's say there's a static Wolverine. Let's say there's 2,000 or 2,500 static Wolverines, and then there's 500 secret rares. Let's assume that those are the two like amounts. I think if they were both animated, it wouldn't make that much of a difference. I don't think the animation, unless there's a static right next to it, it doesn't help the price that much. Like if both of them are animated, it's not like, okay, the Wolverine with 2,500 mints, because it's animated, now it's worth 60 gems or 100 gems. Versus if it was static, now it's only worth 40 or 80 at most. I don't know. I feel like in order to actually accurately depict if something's animated, it's going to help it or not. I don't know. Charlie D says, hit over 2 million MCP today. Can't wait until I can actually do something with it soon, hopefully. Charlie D, dude, huge congrats. That is amazing. I really think VeVe should do... let me go to my thing. I really hope they give you something to do with the MCP points. I agree. What I think VeVe should do is have a separate one of the MCP utility things, is that there's a separate shop completely to buy collectibles with MCP, whether it's VeVe branded stuff or whether they work with Marvel or DC to have stuff that they're willing to sell for kind of quote unquote free, but you can still sell it in the secondary, right? So if there was a collectible worth 1 million MCP points, there's probably not going to be a ton of them in general, right? Not a lot of people have saved up or have enough collectibles to save up for 1 million MCP points. So if you could get it's a bit easier for VeVe to do it if it's their own IP, right? If VeVe did, I don't want VeVe to do another logo, but if VeVe, I don't know, if they gave like another thing, I don't know what it would be, but if it was worth 1 million MCP, there'd be like what? Like, there'd be less than 100, I would think. Because even if there is someone with like 2 million, 4 million, 10 million MCP, they may not want to spend $1 million on a collectible, right? But some people, that's another way to exchange it for basically MCP for gems. You just buy a collectible, and there's going to be different levels. There's going to be one for 2,500 MCP, then 500,000, then 1 million, then 5 million, and like there's going to be a coveted 10 million MCP collectible, and there's only going to be like 4 people that have it, right? And you could sell it if you want, but it's going to be a lot of gems. So, but yeah, dude, congrats. I really hope there's a way to either have like one big ticket like purchase item or multiple ones, kind of like a MCP sink, like a gem sink, or like something you can kind of sink your points into. Because what if they come out with utility and you're like, I don't really like this. I'd rather just buy a collectible or buy something else, right? Or buy bronze tickets or whatever it is. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out, but I really hope VeVe does something along those lines. That's awesome, Charlie. Yeah, for sure. I like the static as a showpiece in the VeVeVerse. I think so too. Merry New Year, maybe. Merry New Year. LOL. What? Vibes we're the same level. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people in this, because when you really look at it, here, I'll kind of go to this page for a second. You guys look at my dumb face. I've noticed with the MCP levels, it goes like all the ones, right? Let me kind of turn my hand. So it's like bronze, silver, gold, blah, blah, you know, and then eventually you get to diamond. Then it goes like diamond 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's a lot of people in this like diamond 1 area, because in order to get into diamond 1, I think you need to have probably 250 points a day, if I had to guess. So if we're like looking here, I'm getting 520 points a day. I think you need about 250 points to get into diamond 1, but the next level up is MCP, and I think you need like 1500 points a day, something crazy. I don't know if it's that high, but you basically need to, you get into diamond 1 at 250, but in order to get out of diamond 1 and into grandmaster, you need to like over quadruple the amount of points you're earning per day. So it's like very easy to get into diamond 1, but to leave diamond 1 and go up a level, I think you need like, I think someone's crunched the numbers, and the numbers are always moving a bit, right? As people go up and down the MCP like levels, because it's like the top 5% or whatever that are like master collectors. So as people join and leave master collector, the limit will go up and down. But it's a huge barrier to entry to get into master level. Because right now I'm getting like 520 points a day. I think you need to be like at like 1500, something like that, to comfortably get into master collector level and stay there. It's insane. MC, how's it going? Happy New Year. Cheers. Yeah, everyone say hi to MC. Hopefully you're enjoying your time off out of Canada in the cold. I mean, I have 185,000 points also. I get like, dude, that's insane. We're almost like stride for stride on master collector points and stuff. Yeah, I have 185,000. I also get 521 points. That's insane. Me and you are the same, Slider. I'm curious, what is your comic and like collectible split looking like? Because I have 102 collectibles, but 417 comics. Curious what your split looks like tomorrow. What level am I right now? DP rank. Got it. Where's it show level? Like my actual level. Oh, 33. There it is. Duh. I'll hit level 28 tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge milestone. Okay, so I got more collectibles. You got more comics. That makes sense. I figured the split would be slightly different. Level 28 tomorrow. Yeah, if you put all your money into $2 comics, my collectibles, you'd be way higher level, but it's all those AF-15s you got. I do think VeVe should do something about those kind of comics that are worth a lot. I'm not sure how much more MCP they should give out, but I do think part of the exchange of giving up on MCP is that, you know, it's like Todd's, right? Todd's are the exact same thing. People are like, I have a Todd. It's the first collectible on the app, all this stuff. First Batman, first collectible on VeVe, first minted superhero, all this stuff on like the blockchain. I think the trade-off though is like, okay, you don't get a lot of MCP, but then again, you get all those first appearances and stuff. So I do think VeVe should revisit the MCP point accumulation and like how you collect points and stuff. But at the same time, if you have a lot of AF-15s, you have the option of liquidity, right? Like, it's very easy to sell. I wouldn't say it's very easy, but yeah, it's like there's enough people buying MCP, buying AF-15, and it's coveted enough. There's like, all right, if you want liquidity, you can get it. So I'm right there with you. I think they do need to rebalance the MCP point system though. Not 1,500 per day to get MC Master Collect. Okay, VV Dolphin. Well, thanks for that. I figured it was somewhere around there. So I have to. You're at 1,200 a day for Master Collector. So what do you think is the minimum? Like 1,000? Or are you pretty much like kind of around that limit right now? Because in order for me to get to Master Collector, I have to. It sounds like I would have to double my points per day, which I'm not shooting for Master Collector anyway. It's, you know, I just don't have the money for it. I can't just throw in, you know, thousands. I mean, I probably could if I wanted to, but I would just buy a bunch of just junky $2 comics and, you know, $4 rares. But that's not going to be worth a lot in the future. I think it's closer to like maybe it's, yeah. So if you're saying it's 1,200 a day, maybe it's a little bit closer to like 1,000 per day. So I would still have to more than double, or I still have to double my points per day in order to get to Master Collector. No need to rebalance. Screw those who strategize for Master Collector. Screws those who strategize for MCP. Yeah, I wasn't planning on like rebalancing my portfolio. It's like stocks and bonds. So like, all right, how many crappy comics that I can max on my MCP points versus how many good collectibles and comics I can buy for like the long term, and all that stuff, right? So yeah, nothing like that. It's just, yeah, I do think they could rebalance it a little bit, in my opinion. I think, you get points for comic sets, right? I do think comics should count as sets here. I'm not sure if they do. Did they ever confirm that these count as sets? I don't think so. These are, yeah, these are all different set. Like, I really wish they let you complete, like, completed comic sets should count towards your full sets. Start 2024 by pile driving 1,000 cheap comics into your vault. Yeah, no thanks. Like, thank you guys so much. I got my tax return. I'm gonna put all my money into every comic under $2 and then every rare under $4. Yeah, no thanks. No, you don't. Only collectibles for sets. Yeah, see, that's one thing I wish they would change, is that, because I don't have that many. I think I only have 2 or 3 comic sets, but it'd be kind of nice if they were added to my full set counter. Because there's a couple comics I know, for one for sure that I have is the Death of Phoenix one. Is it 137? I can't. Do I put a pound sign in the front of it? All right, it's just not gonna work. Yeah, this one, 137. I have the whole set for this, as well as Omega Red. I do have the whole set for Omega Red as well. So like I have like three comic sets, and they're not counting towards it. So that'd be kind of nice. But I don't have Omi on the app yet either. A lot of mine come from rares and UR comics. Then I stack the uncommons mostly for, yeah, I actually do have a little over, I think, 1.5 million Omi on the app. I was thinking about putting in more, but like I don't want to put in more money. Not money, but just more money into Omi and then bridging it over to VeVe if I don't even know what the rewards are going to involve. I mean, I know the Omi utility program and how it's going to work, but I don't know. I would like to know a bit more information before I kind of throw more at it. Buy every stamp, it would be pretty good for MCP. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, what is... Let me see something here. Let's see what VeVe set list is saying. Prices might be a little skewed on here because there's been a lot of price fluctuation with like comics and collectibles the last few days. But if we're looking strictly at... What am I looking for? Oh, comics. There it is. Zoom in one more time. Yeah, right now the cheapest MCP, Spider-Man #1. No, is this right? Why are these all 3 gems flat? That doesn't seem right. I feel like these are wrong. Yeah, okay, this is... Oh, it's because it's on ultra rare? Okay, dollars per MCP, that's what we want. So comics... Okay, the prices are weird on here. MCP 6, $1 per MCP. Okay, I think it starts here. I think these are 2 comics that haven't released yet at the top. But this one is, I believe. So yeah, like Uncanny X-Men 200. It's going for $1.50. Is that right? Put 200 here. I guess so. Jeez, dude, rare comics have gone down a ton. I remember like $7 for a rare comic was like $6-7 was like the buy zone. You're like, oh my god, I'm getting, you know, $2-3 per MCP point. But now we're getting to the point now where you're getting like $1.50 per MCP point. So yeah, if you just wanted to go hard, you know, I mean, you got a full page of rare comics that you can buy for under $5. on here. Let's look at collectibles. Earth Day stamp. Yeah, you can buy stamps. There's quite a few stamps that you get really good MCP per dollar. $1.31 per point. Yeah, like all these collectibles you can get. Kind of crazy. I've lost track of what comics I have. Yeah, and in real life and on VeVe, I assume both. Well, when promised MCP, I bought 1,000 cheap collectibles. Don't change it on us. I think they should leave it mostly the same. The only thing they really need to change are people that like completed sets or did certain things. I don't think you take away from people that have like a lot of commons or rare comics or anything. Like, I don't think you make rare comics worse or make common comics better. I do think completed comic sets should just count towards the total sets, which I think that's already built into the MCP program. Like if you complete a set, you get, you know, flat amount of points one time. On that, I just wanted to show on the thing. I'm trying to think like what else they could change. I don't know, maybe I'll make a video about that. There's a couple video ideas I've had about one, what they could do with like MCP points. I really think they should have a separate store, and you can actually just straight up buy exclusive collectibles in the MCP store for like 1,000,000 points or 500,000 points. Then if you buy it that way, that IP will still get the money in the secondary markets. If you buy something for 1,000,000 MCP points and you sell it in the secondary for, you know, $1,500 because it's a super scarce whatever collectible or a VeVe exclusive IP, you know, this collectible, or maybe that's where you get holographic covers of certain comics because of the MCP points. I don't know. That'd be super cool, in my opinion. Big Oz says Happy New Year. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, New Year is going to be here in about 9 hours and 15 minutes. So yeah, until I see if it's really worth it to put Omi on, then I'll put doing the steps. It gives me anxiety and headache. Yeah, I'm the same way. I was like, dude, I was low-key kind of panicking when I was like first bridging my Omi and doing like, because there's a lot of steps involved. It's not that difficult. But you're right. All it takes is one mistake to have you lose a lot of Omi, right? I don't know if you have a little bit of money in ETH or Bitcoin or whatever, because they did say that even if you have one Omi on the app, you still get the utility involved with it. So whatever that is, I mean, obviously you could do whatever you want, but if you literally want to just put $20, $50, 10, whatever dollars worth of Omi onto the app, at least you get something on there, and maybe you get airdrop. I really hope VeVe does an airdrop for people that were Omi utility holders in season 0. So basically all the way up until 10 hours from now, right? I have a feeling they're getting an airdrop or something like that. I'm not 100% certain. Obviously it's just speculation, but they seem very adamant about getting your Omi in before New Year's in order to get the utility. So if you're on the fence about it, I mean, you could just play like $10 in. You know, if you lose it all because you mess up, who cares? It's $10. But if it works, you bridge everything over. You'll probably have to pay, you know, a few bucks in fees and stuff like that and gas fees. But if it's done, at least you have something in there. I don't know. People can do whatever they want. If the promise was never given for MCP, I would have bought more expensive collectibles. I strategize based on what they tell us on how we benefit from collecting. Yeah, that's kind of the tough part, is because VeVe's changed it. VeVe's changed the program, I think once or twice. And it would not surprise me if they change it like one more time. I hope they don't, or at least they tweak certain things. They don't make certain collectibles or comics worse. They just kind of round out a few things that could like make collecting sets a bit better or whatever. So someone owns 21 partner statues. Are they a master collector? Yeah, that's what's weird, is like they're a master collector in their own way, but just not in the eyes of the actual program and the way it's set up. And it's very hard to quantify what's considered a master collector, because if we're going based off like floor price stuff, there's a lot of very expensive things on VeVe that just aren't worth collecting, right? Or if like you own one, I don't know. It's very hard to balance. So I get what you mean. It's very hard to balance and kind of dictate who's a master collector, because that in and of itself, I think, could mean 2 different things, or even like 10 different things on VeVe. You know, if someone owns a special mint numbers of everything, right? They might not. Maybe their MCP value is only you know, or the MCP levels only like Diamond 4, but they like really went out of their way and paid a premium to buy a bunch of special mint collectibles, right? Like all their collectibles are the same mint. A lot of their comics are like a very similar mint, or maybe they collect lowest mint comics. Like they're a master collector in their own right, right? So it's like it's hard to value what's a master collector, what's not. But at the end of the day, like there do need to be some rules put in place to dictate what. Okay, here's the program. Here's the rules of the game, and that's it, right? That's why there's so many debates of, you know, who's the best basketball player? Is it Kobe? Is it LeBron? Is it Jordan? Is it Larry Bird? Is it Wilt Chamberlain? Is like there's so many different people. It's like, first of all, there's a lot of different metrics of stats and stuff you can track. You know, it's like, all right, who won the most championships? Who scored the most points? But this guy got the most rebounds. This guy played in the league the longest. But this guy played in the league the least, but he scored more points per game. And then this guy, it's like a lot of different ways to do it. But I get they have to have something in place. It'd be nice if they revisited it, but now they are down bad. We all are. We're all down bad. Anything pumping recently? I bought a SR Coke machine. Nice. Yeah, there's plenty of things that were pumping. I really like using, the more I use it, the more I like it, is the Stacker app, or the Stacker like website. If you haven't done it, I think you can get put on the wait list. It took me probably about a week to get on the wait list, so the sooner you do it, the better. But I really like this thing. It seems like the prices are like really up to date too. Like there was someone on stream that said they bought actually 2 of the new Mutants 100 SRs. It put the price from like 80 gems up to 800, and it noticed this within, I don't know, less than 10 minutes, not even, probably 5 minutes. And obviously someone's already undercut since then, so it's already pretty accurate. I do like the search function. Everything looks visually more appealing on my NFT tracker, but the pricing is a bit delayed. But other than that, like I like it. So there's a lot of stuff this is all the stuff that's kind of pumped recently. This is the last 24 hours. If you want to organize it by last 7 days, or like the last week. Yeah, it's kind of the same collectibles that have pumped a lot in the last week and the last day as well. Now this one did pumped a lot too. Spider-Man 700, the UR. This is the, I remember my collectibles, you did a video on this. This is kind of the, I don't know, the artist like proof, or what do you call it? Kind of like the early art, sketch art, or kind of like the, I don't know, what do you call it? But this is the early rendition. This is before the official AF15 like cover came out. So, wow, one person actually owns 33 of these. Mr. Babcock, 22. One person owns 33 of these. There's a lot of people that own 3, you know, 863, but there's one person that owns 33 of these. That's insane. I own 10 million Omi. I'm a master collector. Yeah, and that's another thing too. It's like you're a master collector if you put Omi in, right, Jojo? So it's a bit strange how Omi dictates what's a master collector, but I realize you have to put some rules in place. But then again, the master collector program, like the most recent one we have, it's from what, December, October of like 2021. It's like it's about 2 years old at this point. And I think it's a little outdated based on the comics and collectibles that we have on the app now, and some of the crafting mechanics and a lot of different things going on. So I feel like that version is a little outdated. Have a great day, Vibes. Thank you for the stream, and see you next year. Yeah, see all you guys next year. I'm gonna hop off here in a few minutes, so apologize if you guys like just jumped on. But yeah, we've been streaming for 2.5 hours at this point. So at this point, I'll be grateful if MCP is really implemented and unable. Yeah, at this point, I just want to be able to do something with my MCP points. Anything would be nice. Like I said before, even if they just had a separate store where you could buy stuff exclusively for the MCP and you could sell it in the market for a gem price, that would be good enough for me. But if there's other things you can do, like buy bronze tickets or whatever, that'd be cool too. So, Happy New Year, Vibes, heading out. Have a great day. Thank you so much. OG Vault says Shaq. Yeah, Shaq's another big one too. A lot of people say like AI too. Allen Iverson's like another huge one too. There's tons of good basketball players. It's crazy. They're all the best in their own way. Some are also better than others. Vault value and MCP levels somehow need to be connected, in my opinion, especially for low mint collectors, etc. That's what's tough. So low mint collectors, that's tough because how do you put a value on it when it's a 1 of 1, right? Like let's say you always get 616 everything. You buy it off the store for I don't even know. You buy it for whatever, but it's like I don't know how you come up with a value with like a 1 of 1 mint number. That's what's kind of tough, especially since you're the only one that can dictate the price. And vault value, and vault value is tough because if you buy a special mint, it's still going to go based off the floor price. So like, where's my thingy here? I don't know. You get what I mean though. Like Darth Vader. Like if this was a 1977 Darth Vader mint number, it would still just show the floor price is $394. It's not gonna show the fact that I paid $5,000 for it. So I think that's what you mean. I could be misreading what you're saying. Yes, it's hard to quantify what a master is. I think it's more than just spending a lot of money, but they do need to add some MCP incentive for higher value items. Agree. Yep. Like and sub. If you are drinking tonight, cheers. I am drinking sugar-free Monster, which is terrible for me, but you know, it is what it is. The Eagles suck so bad. Did they throw it? I was gonna say the game isn't over yet. I was about to say that earlier. I'm like, the game isn't over yet. There was a team earlier this week, or it's technically last week. I thought they were down by a lot, and they were like starting to come back. I don't know if it was the Rams and someone else, but like, I thought the Rams were ahead by like 3 scores, and everyone thought it was over. But the other team, they still won, but they started coming back. So those estimated vault values aren't even correct. Yeah, I think it's also like really out of date and stuff like that. So it's hard. I don't know. It would be nice if like. It'd be kind of cool if VeVe gave MCP bonuses for people like seasonal stuff. Like let's say each quarter they said people with 5% with like the bottom 5% mint collectibles or comics, you get like ×2 MCP bonus for those collectibles. So if you have like the lowest mint comic, instead of getting 1 MCP point, you get 2. So it's like it kind of, I don't know how they would. That's actually probably a terrible idea, but that's like way too technologically savvy, but whatever. I can confirm Charles Barkley has been on the VeVe app. Can't confirm if he has purchased anything from market. Interesting. Low sugar-free anything. I think it's mostly just because like, I don't know, especially with like energy drinks, when I have like sugary Monster, I just feel terrible. And I just like feel like on my teeth and stuff, and just like it's at least that version of just like normal sugary Monster. I've gotten used to the sugar-free flavor, but it's like the sugar version, it's like 39 grams or more of like sugar. I'm trying to remember how much is actually like in a thing of Monster. Energy drink. Yeah, it's 27 grams of sugar, which is not as much as sodas. I don't drink sodas. The only time I'll drink a soda is if I've had like rum or like Jack and Coke, whatever, Jack and Coke, whatever it is. That's not like really the only time I have soda. But something that's like that much sugar in it, I'm just not a huge fan of it. I'm stacking rum and Cokes on the beach today. Nice. Yeah, just happens we're talking about the same thing. Might get wrecked. Let's go. Better make some drunk purchases. Buy a AF-15 secret rare. Wait, how much is this? 10 grand? Whatever, it's mine. How much is AF-15 going for now? Probably purchase you'll regret at first, but maybe in a year you won't. How much is this going for now? 8.5 grand? Yeah, just buy it. How many rum and Cokes is that? It's a lot of rum and Cokes. 8.5 grand worth. The Eagles have no defense, but the Eagles have been blowing leads all year. Yeah, that's what you got to close out games. Games are won in the second half. You got to be able to close out games. If there's one thing I've learned from playing football for a long time, you got to be able to win games in the second half. I know it sounds like obvious. It's like, well, duh, the game ends in the second half of the game, but there's a lot of teams that can get an early lead and like front run, just to kind of like demoralize the other team. Some teams actually rely on that. Like they try to do some shit you've never seen before, and they try a different scheme, and they get a few like cheeky scores, and they're just like, oh god, now it's 21, 3 at half. They're still up by 3 scores. But if you have a good coach and your team adjusts and they start making stuff, and if they don't adjust, like then they just collapse. But yeah, I stopped drinking soda like 10 years ago, so if I drink it now, burns like battery acid. Yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of, like I said, I'll have soda if it's like rum and Coke, or occasionally I'll have like Sprite. That's why I'm not, like, I don't go out to eat too often for like, fast food, Taco Bell, McDonald's, whatever. Like, but I hate like getting a meal. Like I want to get a meal, but it always comes with like just a crappy soda. I'm like, I don't want soda. Can I just get something else? And usually I just get like Powerade, which still has a ton of sugar in it, but it's not as bad, I believe. I don't know. I don't know how we got on this topic of just food and stuff, because started talking about drinking. I did snipe this comic earlier today, thanks to Stacker. We were looking at what was high and what was down, and there was this comic that was, where the hell is it? There it is. This one right here. It was, someone floored it for 8.88 gems, and the floor is going for 24. I don't know why they listed it for a third of the price, but we'll probably relist it here a little bit later tonight or whatever. Not a huge rush. I mean, cover looks cool. I mean, I don't mind keeping this, but I'd quite frankly rather just have the gems and just flip it. So I'm not sure why that person listed it for so low. Yeah, this is my most recent purchase. I did buy a lot of the comics here, the ones that are going to get burned on the store. I know there's a lot of, you up for Vegas vibes next event? Yeah, for Decon. Yeah, I'm definitely going for Decon for Vegas. You should too. And the nice thing is I'm willing to bet there's a couple people I know that live in Vegas that would probably let us stay there for free, so you'd have to worry about room and staying somewhere, paying for that stuff. Today the Eagles literally had no defense. I'll have to check it out later. I don't know. I also just watch football very differently. When I watch football with like friends and stuff, I don't know. I see things just differently just from playing football for so long, but that's not the reason why like I stopped watching it. It's just I just watch it differently. Caesar's Palace Penthouse, that's exactly what it is. It's actually a circus, so it's a little, it's not as nice, but still good enough. Just got to get over the creepy clowns that are walking up and down the hallways, but if you can get over that, yeah, we can get some free rooms, One last thing before we hop off, or I'm just gonna do a brief recap of what we talked about this stream, and then I'm gonna hop off and let you guys go. Enjoy your New Year's. Be safe, of course, but the X-Men collectible drop, Marvel Mighties. I love X-Men. I'm gonna let Professor Xavier go unless I land him on drop. I'm gonna try and get Jubilee. I don't know how much she's gonna cost. Long story short, I do want to get Beast, but I'm going to wait till after the crafting event because I think he's going to get absolutely dumped. That's what happens with every collectible with the crafting event. So I'm going to wait till after the crafting event to collect more of him. I'll probably pass on Storm. I might get one of her, but it's not FA, so I'm not too interested. I'm definitely going to go for Cyclops. Definitely going to go for Gambit. Or at least grab them in the secondary. And then Jubilee, I like her. I think I do like her glasses and like her little hand animation and all that stuff. So that's kind of how I feel about the X-Men drop. I'm definitely going to go for it and buy as many as I can. But as for Beast, I'm not going to buy him in the secondary till after the crafting event. And then as for the comics, still waiting. I made this post earlier. I'll show this one more. I know I've already showed this twice, so I apologize if you guys have already seen it, but we still don't know which comics are actually going to get burned. VeVe just said select comics, so we have no idea which comics are actually getting burned. So that's why I asked them, which select comics are involved. We are less than 15 hours from the burn. I mean, we're at this point, we're 9 hours from the burn. If I recall correctly, last time the older comics were burned, so I'm assuming the ones from October and older are going to get burned, but we have no idea yet. Also, they did say last year that comic burns weren't going to be announced, but now here we are. They're announcing a comic burn, and they're not telling us which comic. So it'd be kind of nice to know what's going on. So just a heads up. I mean, I did make some speculative buys based on that, because if you look at the store, there's still a lot of good comics that there's still some good comics that haven't sold out yet. Like, in my opinion, I do like X Factor, New Mutants 100, New Avengers 27. The price of this like tripled. Can't see it now, but I bought these yesterday for $1.70, and then now it's going for like 5 something. Death of Phoenix is a good one, in my opinion. You know, now this is financial advice, but first appearance of Rocket Raccoon, first appearance of Star-Lord. These are all still in the store, and these are. I think there's a 99% chance these will get burned, because these are the oldest non-burned comics, because these are all sold out down here. So the oldest non-burned comics are all here. But once we start getting around here, it starts getting questionable whether these are going to get burned, because these are still relatively new. And I think these ones, like first appearance Sentinels and like Omega Red, I think there's a very good chance these won't get burned, because these are like less than a month old. So just a heads up. You guys still have a little bit of time to buy some of these comics in the market if you want. Does anyone know if you try to send Omi from VeVe to another user, it won't let you do anything over 99 Omi? As soon as you put in a third number, the send button grayed out. There's 23 million available. I don't know. I would definitely contact either like VeVe support or whatever, because obviously the intention is to allow people to trade Omi or move Omi between people, right? I don't know why it won't let you do 3 digits, because even if you sent 999 Omi to someone, that's, what is that, like a few bucks? Like, I don't even know how much, that's hardly any money. So I don't know, I would maybe contact either like VeVe support or something like that. I haven't tried actually moving Omi between accounts. So all right, everyone, have a good night. Be safe. My dog is about to pee on the rug. Have to take him out. All right, dude. Yeah, be safe. Cool. Unless you guys have any more burning questions or have anything going on. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Happy New Year. Be safe. Try not to get too drunk and end up in the woods with no shoes on. I'm not talking to anybody specifically, but yeah. Hope you guys take care. Double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over, and I'll catch you guys next time.